long-term contract extension. That's according to Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News. Parsons is heading into the final season of his 5-year rookie contract. Cowboys reportedly planning on doing whatever is necessary to keep defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa, including the franchise tag, which would pay him $25.1 million this season.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yesterday was good, too.
You went and played golf yesterday.
Dude, in a hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
In a freaking hurricane.
Always blame something.
Jeez, the wind was howling yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Crazy. Yep. But Saturday was good. It was a relaxing Saturday until Saturday night, and it got crazy.
Saturday night was interesting, to say the least. We had a good time. All of us had a good time but A.J. Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. The rest of us understood what we were getting ourselves into, and we were down for that. We went and saw at Sam's Burger Joint a U2 cover band, and an opening for the U2 cover band was an NXS cover band. So we get there, and the NXS guys are doing pretty good. Like, all right, I forgot about that one. Okay, I forgot about that one. And that's the thing with, like, a tribute band. It's all the hits.
All the hits,
right?
Yep.
I remember that.
Uh-huh.
All right, I haven't thought about NXS in years.
And I probably won't think about them again for years.
Well, and then, NXS is done. They leave the stage. We're waiting for the next band to come out. And it's the same dudes, just the lead singer put on his Bono outfit. And
Same guys. Same dudes played in both bands.
Oh, and that just pissed off A.J. Hoffman. He left.
Well, it was kind of irritating. You're going, wait a minute. And it took me a while to figure it out.
It took you a while. It took everybody else 8 seconds.
Well, I'm just saying that's the same guy.
Yeah.
And I got to give him credit because, I mean, he sang for a long time.
Yeah, he put on a good 4.5 hour show.
Well, I'm not sure how good it was, but it was fine.
It was fine. It was good. They do a great job. But I mean, the only guy that changed clothes was the lead singer. The drummer, same. The guitar player, same. The lead singer changed, put on a Bono hat and glasses.
The saxophone dude couldn't change much. I mean, that dude looked like he just crawled out of a cave after a 10-year period.
Dude, I thought the saxophone guy was my brother.
He was
fantastic.
Wait
a minute. He was great. But, I mean, a rather large man, about 300 pounds with a beard down to his belly, bald, is playing sax. Like, huh. Yeah. Yeah, he was good.
Well, the only thing that saved the night was the sideshow on the floor.
That did not save the night. that did not save the night.
I have never.
It's okay,
dude. I have never seen anything like that in my life. Now we're standing there, all of us kind of together, and it was my wife, I think, that actually discovered this first.
Your wife?
She looked at me and said, "Look at that.
What's going on there?"
Yeah,
there was a couple. A gray-haired lady and a bald guy.
Yeah.
And the bald guy standing behind his lady. Nothing wrong with that.
Uh-huh. Except
for her skirt was completely hiked up around her hips. And, it was a little bizarre to see that at a concert.
Well, that dude was digging.
It was.
Wait,
look, I think I think I don't need to go into more detail on what was going on.
It was.
His hands were full.
A couple of his fingers were missing. That's for sure. I'm telling you that. And she was just dancing, happy.
Yeah.
I'm sure
she was great.
But they were going to town, and the worst part about it was when they left, there was a big puddle on the floor.
No, she spilled a drink.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was having a good time.
Yeah. That was your Saturday.
Other than that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was great. Although AJ missed all that because he got mad and left.
Yeah. Well, he saw that. Everybody. I don't think there was anybody in the place that didn't see that.
Everybody saw that.
And these two did not give a damn if you saw it or not. They didn't care.
No, they didn't care.
They weren't trying to hide anything.
No, they were in their own world. They're in love.
Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
I'm just happy that at that age they're still they like doing things like that.
At that age, they were younger than you, man.
Dude, there's no way. There's no way.
Well, they couldn't be much older.
Oh, I'm telling you, if they're younger than me, they better get some work done.
Uh-huh.
The lady was completely gray.
Uh-huh.
And the other dude was he had kind of a ponytail going on, I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. It was interesting, that's for sure. I mean, what else? What are you going to do? And then it's like you can't take your eyes off of it.
Some of us did, and we just started watching the show. Like, whatever's going on over there, let them do their thing.
I was trying to watch the show, but it's kind of like your face is a magnet.
Yeah.
You just move over.
Yeah.
And then you come back. And
no,
are they still going?
That was, some people can drive by the car wreck without looking.
Dude, I thought he was going to drop her right there and go to town.
Get a booth.
No kidding, man. Wow. Crazy sights.
Mm-hmm.
But no harm, no foul.
Nah.
And they actually left after the NXS ban.
Well,
I didn't see him anymore.
Medicine was kicking in. They got to go.
I guess so, man. Woo.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yes.
It was fun times.
It was. Good time.
But I need all of you guys to give A.J. Hoffman a bunch of crap for getting mad and leaving because the cover band was the same dude. At some point, you go out. You know you're going to see a tribute band. You know it's not the real thing. Go out and just have a fun night. Sometimes you can just allow yourself to, this is what it is. Let's just go have a fun night. Although AJ left, I don't know if anybody missed him, but I mean,
I didn't even know he left.
I was surprised he was angry. He's like, screw this guy. So I'm leaving. I was like, dude, relax. And I was a little mad at AJ because I just bought everybody around a beer and I had a beer for him and he was gone.
Well, did you drink it?
Well, of course. I wasn't going to waste it.
There you go. There you go. In excess, I'd forgotten half the song. I thought when they played the first two that I recognized, I thought, well, game over.
Yeah.
There's nothing left, right? I mean, jeez. What else do they have? And then he played some stuff I had never heard of before. So
everything he played, you have heard.
I guess. No, I didn't. I'm not a big NXS fan.
Again, NXS is one of those like, oh, yeah. I mean, now, granted, you are a little bit older. Those of us that graduated in the early 90s, high school, late 80s, you had to have some NXS because every girl that you were dating loved NXS.
Well, my wife liked it.
Yes, like I said.
Yeah.
And when did she graduate?
I don't know. Maggie's, 8 years younger than me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Good stuff.
Good stuff, yes. Alcohol can make anything better. So in that respect, yeah, it was good stuff. Is this NXS?
Well, yes.
Holy cow.
You recognized it right off the bat.
Well, I figured it was. I mean.
2 + 2 is 4?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's bebop kind of crap.
That's not bebop at all, sir.
I don't know what that is.
Oh. You could probably sing it at this point.
I don't want to sing it, I promise you.
Cowboys talking with Micah Parsons. They've had contract talks. What will they do with Osa? Will it be a tag? Could be.
And what about Trayvon Diggs?
Mm-hmm.
What's his future like with
Lots
the Cowboys?
to get into when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. We will dive into the weekend news coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year? Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has 18 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
Welcome, John, our new admin lead.
Thanks.
You've got your laptop, all your admin apps. Oh, and you'll be in charge of ordering food for the team. So here's your drawer full of menus.
Whoa.
You'll keep your receipts in this file folder. Whoops! Receipt confetti.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and all these sticky notes have everyone's dietary preferences.
Have you tried EasyCater? Online ordering from great restaurants, tools to save time and stay on budget, digital receipts in one place.
We're gonna need a bigger recycling bin.
EasyCater, the smarter, simpler way to order food for your workplace. Order now at easycater.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
When it comes to great deals on tax prep, Jackson Hewitt isn't holding back, and neither is this commercial. Their offer is so big, it has to be said with Reverb. Expert tax prep for $149 or less. It's a deal so spectacular, it needs a symphony, some explosions, and a clock ticking, because this offer, $149 or less. And soon, one expert tax prep for $149 or less. Try Jackson Hewitt today and save. Whew. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/140.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Appreciate that. You can always comment there on the YouTube channel. Subscribe. Just search San Antonio Sports Star on at YouTube, and you could tune us in. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Munnix.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. You like this one?
Not really. Who's this?
Who do you think?
It's NXS?
No.
Well, I don't know. Who is it?
That's you too.
Oh.
It's a beautiful day.
It's great. So I'll play that tonight before I go to bed.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm sleepy.
Interesting weekend for the Cowboys news-wise, because Jerry did not talk to the media while in Indianapolis, which is very unusual. Didn't do this normal bus interview, had a chance to talk at the hotel, and he declined there too. And Jerry has never met a microphone that he doesn't like, so that is unusual. What bothers me is he said, I'll talk with you guys at the Zach Martin deal. Well, Zach Martin's retirement press conference is Wednesday. And I really wish Jerry Jones would let the Zach Martin press conference be celebrating Zach Martin's Hall of Fame career and not turning into, are the Cowboys going to get a deal done with Micah? Why did you tag Osa? Where are we at here? What are you going to do? Jerry, unless his plan is, hey, guys, today is all about Zach Martin. We'll talk later. Because if Jerry answers a bunch of questions, it's going to be a lot less about Zach Martin and more about Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. And on Wednesday at 11 a.m., it should all be about Zach Martin.
Well, you're going to have to tell Jerry to hold another press conference the next day because people want to hear from him.
Yep.
I mean, it's the way that it is. I'm sorry Zach Martin is going to get thrown into that mix. Now, again, the storylines will be whatever Jerry says and not Zach Martin, but they should at least separate the two. Have Jerry talk after. I don't know how they do it, but
they don't do it at the same day. Well, I mean, I get where Jerry's coming from. I don't like it. Maybe this is what Zach Martin wants. I don't need a big press conference. No, because I need the shield up there when I need to deflect. I don't want to answer that question. I can just say, hey, it's about Zach. I mean, it could be that.
It could be, but it ain't going to be. It's going to be all about Jerry. Because you got to be look. You got to place the franchise tag by 3:00 tomorrow afternoon.
Yep.
So if they're going to do that with Osa, I mean, it's going to have to happen. The Bengals just did it with T. Higgins for the second year in a row, and so I mean, it's got to get done if that's how you're going to get it done. Now I'm sure they're still negotiating because they don't want to let him get away. But at least if you place the tag on him, you can continue to negotiate.
And I do like the fact that we heard all week in Indianapolis that the Cowboys and Osa and his people were talking. At one point, it looked close. All right. Now they're not, but we'll use the tag. They're not going to let that guy walk. They've already had talks with Micah Parsons' agent. It seems, I don't know, it's March, right?
It is.
I mean, I think about Dak's deal, CD's deal. It felt like, hey, August, we're in Oxnard. We should probably have a conversation, right? And I know that there were talks before there, but at least it seems they're being a little bit more proactive this offseason.
Well, they've got to. I mean, you got a couple of players there that you really need, especially defensively. With Osa, a little more urgency, I would say, at least right now, to get him tagged or whatever you're going to do with him before tomorrow's deadline. So nobody else can touch him once that free agent period starts on March the 12th. So you got to get him tagged. You got to get something happening with him first and foremost. And I'll guarantee you, I can't imagine the Cowboys want to pay that guy $25 million a year, even if it's just for 1 year, which is what the franchise tag is for his position.
Yeah, well, and more importantly, the 100% cap hit.
Yes.
But it's placeholder. They want to get it done. That's the other thing. They're also going to keep KaVontae Turpin. They're expected to use the second-round tender in their move to hold him. That would come with a salary of $5.3 million for the 2025 season, and it would require a team to fork over a second-round pick if they successfully sign Turpin away. So if a team wants KaVontae Turpin, they're going to have to pay him a lot more money and give the Cowboys a second-round pick. So Turpin ain't going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
I mean, people might like him, but they don't love him enough to give up a second-round pick.
No, not at all. So the Cowboys keep him. They're going to keep Osa by all intents and purposes. Micah started. The one guy they may not have is Trayvon Diggs. There are reports out today that the Cowboys just might release him.
You know, it's interesting when you think about the Diggs situation in the injuries. The cost of doing business sometimes bites you in the ass, because that was a deal that they kind of did early, which is unusual for Dallas. They were celebrated for getting a deal done ahead of schedule. And then Diggs got hurt. It is what it is. It's the NFL. It happens. But what do you do with Diggs and his contract now? And this other surgery that he just had, are they feeling like, based on what they're hearing, is he just such damaged goods at this point? There's no way you're going to get a return on this investment. Is the best thing to do just walk away? I know those. I know with whatever insurance and things that they might have, but you wonder about his future in the NFL. Not just in Dallas, but will he ever be back to being close to what he was before he got hurt?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, honestly. And the Cowboys say they want to try and trade him. I just don't know what they'll get for him. And if I'm an NFL team, I'm probably not going to offer them anything, knowing that they just might release him anyway if I'm interested in getting him. And if the Cowboys release him, then, well, you don't have to pay him anything if you want to give him a shot to see what he's doing. It's unfortunate, and I feel sorry for the young man, but it is part of the league. You get injuries like that, and it's tough to recover from.
Well, and then you look at, Dak's contract, his salary cap number, which you look at it today and you go, holy crap. But it's going to get redone. And even then, it's still going to be in the 50 neighborhood.
Yeah.
$50 million neighborhood.
Well, what's interesting about it, there's a great article on this on Pro Football Talk. And not only will it be 50 this year, it goes up $10 million for the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 60 next year, 70 the next. So, we can rework that too. Eventually, as Jerry says, I hate to use his language, but that credit card bill is going to come due. So what do you do with that? I mean, honestly, again, I can rehash and we can relitigate. To me, it was the worst move Jerry Jones has ever made by signing this guy to the contract that he signed him to. But he did it, so now he's got to live with the consequences. So my thing is, look, you're stuck with this guy. You might as well say salary cap be damned. And just do it. I mean, you try to win while you've got this, while you're paying Dak as much as you're paying him. Just do it. Go all in. And I mean literally all in. Get a bunch of players in here. Screw the salary cap. Pay the luxury tax and try to win a championship.
Your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
Now, what he said last year and what he should do this year, which quite frankly he should have done last year. But I'm with you, and you've got a video on our San Antonio Sports Star Instagram, and if it's not there yet, it will be shortly.
It will be, yeah.
If you are already committed, Jerry Jones, to Dak Prescott, and you are, and you've already paid CeeDee Lamb, and you're about to pay Micah Parsons, why wouldn't you say, we're doing everything we can to – it doesn't matter if we go win a Super Bowl. We're gonna pay these, just like the Rams did, just like other teams have done. You've already. I mean, you're waist deep, right?
You are.
You're waist deep in the water. It's cold, right? But at some point, Jerry, this isn't the time for shrinkage when it comes to your money. You got to go spend the money and get the players and get the weapons to try to build a winner.
You're absolutely right. I mean, with the investment you've made in two players already, you're going to have a third one. You have to. I just don't see how you do anything else. But you go out and you go all in. You bring some players in here and you shoot for a Super Bowl this year. And otherwise, it could be a long, long time even longer than it's been, to get that done. Because Jerry's right. Eventually, Dak Prescott's bill's going to come due, and that's going to be a big hit.
And at Jerry's age, and I know I said this last year, and I was surprised that they did nothing in the offseason. You look at that team that lost to the Packers, that was a roster that was capable of winning a Super Bowl. They all pooped the bed in the playoffs against Green Bay. And you didn't build on that, Jerry. You did not build on that. You chose, with your actions and timeliness of getting deals, that you weren't building on it. This year, your actions at least seem like you're trying to do it differently. Get Osa done early. Get Micah done early. That will free up some money, restructure Dak, and literally go all in this year. Last year, you talk. This year, and I said it last year, was last year about a way of clearing the book some with getting rid of all those free agents that left. They didn't re-sign those guys to contracts that would hurt them, and they let them walk. Last year, to me, wasn't about winning, which is odd to say about any NFL team. And when I say clear the books, it's not like they're saving a lot of money, but they didn't add a lot of bad contracts to their books moving forward, which gives them some flexibility, especially with the cap going up almost $25 million. And Jerry says he's the best at predicting that kind of stuff. So we could all trust that he knew that was going to happen, had a good idea. And what are you going to do with that extra flexibility? This is the year you've got to go all in, or what the hell are you doing?
That's a good question. I have no idea. You get Osa and Micah signed, two parts of the foundation of that defense for sure. You've got Dak and CD signed. You still need somebody else on the outside. Jonathan Mingo's out there.
Fourth round pick.
Yeah, another wasted fourth round pick.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay, we do.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, would you have taken Jonathan Mingo in the fourth round? I'm not sure I would.
I don't know. They took a Jalen Tolbert in the third.
Well, they did.
I mean, the reality is, and I know there's a lot of comparisons out there, that Debo just got traded for a fifth. And so that makes that fourth look bad. But Debo also has over $20 million in contract that Washington has to absorb. And so that factors into the compensation.
But they can do that because they have a rookie quarterback.
Exactly. But when I hear, well, Debo was a fifth and Mingo was a fourth, it's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, Debo comes with a carton of eggs, and so that's why, he went for a fifth, because he costs a lot more. As for Dak Prescott, he did speak at a charity event over the weekend, gave a little bit of an update on his hamstring injury.
I'm not going to put a timeline on it. I mean, I'll be ready for the first game and when anything matters, and very, very ready. But I'm feeling good. I'm doing more and more. Last 2 weeks have been very huge and progressive for me. Wouldn't say I'm quite running full speed yet, but everything's on the right track, and excited.
Good.
Well, that's okay, because Dak wasn't running full speed before the injury, so it's okay.
His full speed jog is other sprints. It's good. It's good.
Well, it's good to know, I guess, that he'll be not only ready for when it counts, but very, very ready. Is there a difference?
Very ready.
Very, very ready.
He's good to go. His level of excitement with Schottenheimer as the new coach is part of me, what is he supposed to say? But is he taking a shot at Mike McCarthy?
I mean, I feel like we compete with the Eagles and beat them.
That's a wrong one,
when we played them, I don't want to say check the record when they're the guys holding the trophy.
This is from like 3 months ago. I don't know what this is, but that's not the right audio. He talked about a lot of the new energy that the coaching staff has. Don't worry, there's a Ghost in the Machine pledge.
David Macias has a great line on our YouTube page.
Uh-oh.
Prediction: if Jerry pays the luxury tax, it won't rain during Fiesta. So that's better than a rain rock, right? Oh, my goodness.
Yep. It is interesting that when you think about the Cowboys and their contract situation, and you look at other franchises, and their contract situation. It's like the defending Super Bowl champions and the amount of high-dollar contracts they have. It's about managing the cap. It can be done, just not by the Cowboys. They haven't figured that out yet in 30-some-odd years, how to manage the cap.
Yeah, I don't get it. And then you hear reports that Philadelphia's all in on Myles Garrett, that they're trying to make that happen. And that's, I mean, I don't know how they get it done. Although Jalen Hurts, to be honest, and not to pick on poor Dak, but he's making about $30 million less than Dak Prescott.
Sure.
So, but they do sign a lot of players, and they seem to get it done. I don't know why the Cowboys don't get it done. The only thing I can think of is they don't want to. It's just the way they feel like they operate, and they're not going to be big players in the free agent market. And I don't know. It's odd to me. Very odd to me.
It's interesting. Spurs last night, well, they put up a fight, literally.
Literally.
Against Oklahoma City. Let's talk Spurs. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast because, of course, you do it. You know, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. Up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. With over a decade of TRT experience, book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay. Let me tell you, Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a Monday afternoon. Glad you're tuned in, whether on radio, if you're watching on YouTube, appreciate that. According to one of our listeners, Wemby is car shopping. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would assume that he just left my car lot. Don't know which one that is.
He's looking for a car. He needs a big car.
I was going to say.
A lot of leg room.
Yes. Although sometimes when I see some of those NBA players trying to work their way out of the vehicles they're driving.
I don't know how they do it.
I'm going to guess SUV.
Well, I would think so.
For Wemby.
Would have to, and he can probably do that.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that.
I mean, right. I don't know. Just take out the driver's seat and have him sit in the back seat.
Yeah, my brother got a hell of a deal. Ever tell you that story?
Yeah, of course you have. Tell us again, Joe.
Let me tell you that story.
Here we go.
It was one of those little Lexus, this little sports car model Lexus. It's pretty nice.
Yep.
I don't know if there's. I think it's a double. It's not just a two-seater, but there's a back seat.
Yeah.
Patty Mills bought one.
Patty Mills, who was not overly tall for an NBA guy.
No, he's about 6 foot, right, or so, about my size, maybe, a little, whatever. He returned the vehicle about a week later to the Lexus dealership and said, none of my friends can fit in this car. So he had to get something else. So the car was there, and obviously Lexus had to eat some money, and my brother got a hell of a deal.
So Patty is 6'2". Car is fine for him, but his friends don't fit.
Friends don't fit.
Could you imagine thinking about Patty Mills and the Coffee Gang back in the day? Was Tiago a part of that?
Matt Bonner was.
Manu.
Yeah.
All right, so that group, Manu's riding shotgun. Tiago, you got to crawl in the back. Yeah, that ain't going to work.
No way.
That ain't going to work.
Manu could probably. Yeah,
Manu's not getting in the back.
Yeah.
No.
You don't put Manu in the back.
No.
I don't know what Patty was thinking anyway. Although it's a nice car, though.
Well,
sporty, fun to drive.
I mean, he bought a car for him, not his friends.
Well, yeah, but he wants to take his friends places.
Hey, Pirtle, you're getting in the trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't fit there either. I mean, you think about the old coffee gang days. They needed a Sprinter van. I mean, Patty wasn't driving people around, was he?
Well, didn't Bonner have an old wagon-looking thing?
Well, he had
a mom van.
No, well, Maddie's car was Matt's car. His wife's car was very nice. But yeah, he had that old. What was that? I want to say it was like a Buick or something with no air conditioning.
Well, where he's from,
he didn't need it. He wasn't going to spring for the extra, and he had that old. He might still have that old car.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that's the one I would take. Get everybody in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just everybody meet.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. Rich people problems.
Exactly.
Bonner had an El Camino.
No.
Yeah. I think you're thinking of Kawhi with the old beat-up Tahoe.
No, that was different. Matt Bonner, I know he had. I mean,
Dodge or Chrysler.
Yeah, he might have had an El Camino, but he was famous for a story being in the NBA and not buying a new car with air conditioning, and he used to bitch about it a lot. And I've seen that car, and it was not an El Camino. He might have had an El Camino. You know, rich people collect stuff.
I think it was a Chrysler mom van. That's what I want to say it was. Something like that.
I thought it was a little four-door sedan. But he might have, I know he had the mom van, but his wife also had a really nice SUV.
Well, she probably, it's like, dude, I don't care what you're into.
Yeah, exactly.
I want a nice ride.
Well, every now and then see them around the neighborhood, and mom drove some nice cars. Dad, not. The Chevy Impala. Is that what Google is telling you it was?
That's what this story from the Express News.
All right, we'll go with that.
All right.
Sure. Back when the Spurs were good and you're worried about what players were driving, now you just want them to drive to the basket and stop settling for threes. Although last night they were at least making threes, so their blowout loss was, a little bit more respectable because they actually made some threes and getting blown out by Oklahoma City. But, boy, did they put up a fight last night. Literally, they put up a fight last night.
You know, it was interesting, too, but that's what changed the whole game. I mean, the Spurs were close until that fight, and then Oklahoma City said, okay, you guys want to be up-and-comers. We'll show you who the number one seed in the West is. And they did from then on out. But I got to tell you something, and this is the second game in a row that the score has been as such, but you give up 146 points. My goodness. Now, I know they score 132. I get that, but my gosh, 146 points. Oklahoma City's good, don't get me wrong, but 146 points.
I mean, yeah, Oklahoma City's good. I'll give you that.
All right.
You scored 132 and lost. Defense isn't a part of it. But, again, they made 18 of 43 from threes. That's 42%. Oklahoma City, though, 43%. They were 19 of 44. And, you know, Jalen Williams scores 41. SGA scores 31. I wasn't mad about the game yesterday because I thought they'd get blown out. The game in Memphis, we were sitting at Sam's, and Spurs had that big lead, and Ryan Eagle says, right where Memphis needs them. They're down 16 or 18, whatever it was. Memphis is going to come back. And then, of course, De'Aaron Fox hit that game winner. I mean, I do appreciate a team at this point where most fans feel like every loss is a win because at this point, the only thing that can salvage this disastrous season is getting into the lottery. Is at least the players on the floor are still fighting and trying hard. They're competing. De'Aaron Fox is competing. Steph Castle, ever since he had that, moment where he was sulking a little bit and got benched, that dude's just been incredible the last couple of games. I still don't know why he's not starting, but he had 32 off the bench last night.
I think that's coming, though. When you look at and I try to figure out Mitch Johnson's rotations here, right?
Good luck.
Because
he doesn't know.
Chris Paul plays 28 minutes last night. That's it. It wasn't a big factor. in any stretch, in any way, shape, or form. 6 assists. He was 2 for 2 from the field, but that's all he did. And then you look at Steph Castle with 32 minutes, and this guy was very active. Very active, in fact, last night. I don't know what the direction of this team is going to be for the remainder of however many games they have left. What have they played? 59 games. So you got about, 24 games left. What is going to be the direction of this team? Where do you go from here? It looks like Castle is going to be a part of that, which is the way it should have been. But I don't know the direction. I don't even know what to even look for or try to find a pattern.
The organizations tank, players do not. And we can all agree on that. You see the last 2 games from the San Antonio Spurs, and it, in ways, kind of hard to tell what way the organization is trying to go. Are they trying to tank or are they trying to win? Last night, they played well enough in the first half to beat Oklahoma City. They, third quarter, disaster. Then he had the fight. They, just all of it. But, without Wemby right now, organizationally, you would think that they would be trying to go into the tank. Although Castle said last night the goals for the team haven't changed, even though Wemby's not there.
It's tough, but I feel like our goal that didn't really change, depending on who we were missing. Just emphasizing that we need more from other guys. Guys gonna have to step up. Mitch changing the lineups, just doing whatever we can to just try and balance, missing Vic. Like I said, he does so many things on the court to help us. So hearing that he was out was definitely a big hit. But I feel like our mindset and goals didn't really change too much.
Goals didn't change. So what are the goals?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking, okay, did they tell the rookie what we're doing? No. I'm glad for you. The goal is still the same. You need to go get better, and there's things to work on. And Castle is playing above expectation. De'Aaron Fox talked about his first month as a San Antonio Spur.
Yeah, like I said, you coming into a new situation, you don't know how it's going to be. But for me, I go out there and I try to be a basketball player. So, I try to make plays on both ends of the court. Obviously, want to continue to shoot the ball better. And I feel like if you're able to do those things, play defense, if you're able to make open shots, you can literally be plugged in on any team in the league. So that's what I want to continue to work at. And obviously we have, guys like Steph, we're going to continue to grow. And then, when Vic's back, continue to grow. So for the way that I want to be able to play, throughout the rest of my career, be able to play with anybody who's on the court.
Well, that's good, but that defense thing needs a little work for everybody. Yeah, all the guys need to work on that a little bit. Look, I didn't expect anything else, although it was a close game for a long time. The fight changed everything. That seemed to spark Oklahoma City a lot more than it did San Antonio at that point in time. And it was really a phantom thing that started that fight. Kendrick Williams, was it claimed Sohan hit him in the face?
No, Champagnie. Because Sohan was getting the
Champagnie,
dunk.
That's right, Champagnie.
And Jacob Toby just, they're in a fight right now, and I was like, and weird that there weren't good camera angles, but the way Jacob Toby reacted to the fight, I don't know if he saw the dunk. We didn't see the initial part of the fight. And then all the replays, it was like, this is weird. You don't have a good camera angle of that? It was strange, but it seemed like it was a whole lot of nothing. Although I will say for Jeremy to drop a dunk and then race back and get into the fight, I appreciated his efforts there. He's a scrapper.
Who, Sohan?
Yeah.
That's good. Boy, that'll carry him a long way. It was a phantom foul to begin with. Champagnie didn't hit the guy. It was a flop at best. Maybe he grazed him. I don't know. But Williams got all upset about it, got into Champagnie's face. Champagnie gets ejected, the only Spur to get ejected. But that kind of sparked Oklahoma City for whatever reason. Or San Antonio lost their focus after that. I don't know what happened, but that's when the game turned. I think it was, what, a 4-point game at that point in time? It was something like that. It was a close game, still anybody's game. And then after that, Oklahoma City took off.
And then, of course, Julian gets ejected, Mitch Johnson on the fight.
And it happens so much now in our game. I don't know. It feels like the rule has changed maybe, but when people are aggressive, there's a lot of these incidental elbows or contact. I don't really know who's at fault, to be honest, but it just looked like that was what initiated it, and then there was some response on both ends. I didn't think much of it, and then, people were just protecting their guys and whatnot, but I didn't think it was anything intentional and I didn't look at the scrum to see if they should have got thrown out or not. But the initial basketball play I did see, and just looked like Kendrick Williams was being aggressive and Julian was opening up. And I don't know if that's an offensive foul now, or I don't know where that line is of what space you're allowed.
Well, I'm not sure they called a foul, did they?
No.
On Champagnie, they didn't.
No. And the ref was right there. They did not call a foul.
No, well, it was a graze at best. And it certainly was not intentional by Champagnie. I didn't see it but obviously Williams did, and he took exception to it, and that started the little scrum, and the rest is history. Oklahoma goes on to win that thing, and they cover the spread, by the way. It was 13.5.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh. The important things that matter.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, they matter.
Yes, the important things. And one day you could legally do that in the state of Texas.
I'm not so sure anymore.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. We did hear back from that dude, Matt Shaheen, the state rep. He emailed us his one sheet.
It almost looks like a cartoon.
Well,
I mean, it does.
It looks like it was put together by a junior high class. Or maybe your grandma trying to put together a one sheet using PowerPoint. You would think for Congress, for a political guy, that it would be a much slicker document. In the info on it, there's not a lot of sourcing for the details, and a lot of likely or likelihood of, likely to, not a lot of these are what the actual facts are. There's a lot of likelies. So you're taking stuff that you're trying to get, skewing it your way, and saying this likely could happen. Likely. Likely.
Yeah, there's no sourcing to this. And 23 million Americans go into debt due to gambling. Okay, says who? I don't know, because it doesn't say. The other one I found comical is that online gambling is too accessible to the young. Okay, isn't this the state that brags constantly about the roadblocks they put in the way of watching any kind of pornography? Can you not do the same thing with gambling? I mean, it seems to me you could do the exact same thing with a gambling website. So underage people can't do it.
Yeah. 90% of sports betting will use credit cards because, when you're doing it on your phone, that's the way you set up your account there, guy. In the part that, I don't know, since 2018, DraftKings revenue has increased 473%.
Okay.
That just tells me how much money the state of Texas is missing out on.
Yeah, think about that. And then put a percentage of what taxes Texas could have gotten over something like that, or even a portion of it. It would have been incredible. There's nothing on this page that if I were to see it would say, oh, wow, changes my mind.
There's over 1,000 online gambling websites.
That's good.
And Texas is not benefiting from one of them.
Not one of them. Women are over 10 times more likely to visit the emergency room if married to a gambler.
Okay.
Really? Has your wife ever been to the emergency room because
of my gambling?
Yes.
No.
Well, mine hasn't either.
No. Although I will say online gambling helpline calls increased 45%. Now, it doesn't say where. Are those the nationwide ones? But to me, that means those sites are working. People know, all right, man, I've hit a limit. Let me make a call and fix the problem.
I got an issue, yes.
Yeah.
An addiction. I want to get help for it.
Yeah.
So, look, appreciate him taking the time to send this, but it does look like
It only took a week.
Like a cartoon.
Hey, slap something together for those radio guys in San Antonio. I said I'd send them something.
Yeah, and I'm just not sure exactly what whose mind this changes. And again, it goes back to the same thing. Let the voters decide. Who are you or a handful of other politicians to say that we can't do something because you say it's wrong? It makes no sense.
Yep. Let the people vote.
Mm-hmm.
You know, while we can't gamble legally, there's a lot of people using the internet to make a lot of money, and there's one who influencer. That's the word. She's more than halfway to her $100 million annual goal.
Wow. Dude, and we were talking about this. She's okay.
We'll explain.
Yes.
Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, if you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my home through the years. They put up a spotlight over one of the grills outside, extra outlets in the garage, dimmer light in the living room. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And whatever your project is, there is never a service charge and always free estimates. So if you're having to rework some things at your office, call Hill Electric. Projects at the house, call Hill Electric. Great family-owned, locally run business. 210-404-9074 is the phone number. 210-404-9074 or online, hill-electric.com.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. 149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's president. For details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the big news over the weekend, the Washington Commanders traded for San Francisco 49ers former All-Pro wide receiver Deebo Samuel in exchange for a fifth-round draft pick. Well, the Cowboys and pass rusher Micah Parsons have begun discussions that is, on a long-term contract extension. Parsons heading into the final season of his 5-year rookie contract, scheduled to make about $24 million this season.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Appreciate you finding the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening on one of the apps online, it's Monday. Thanks for finding us. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Absolutely. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We did. Excuse me. And it's great to be back. Great to be back.
Great to be back. It's like you left. You had a weekend. Everybody's gone on the weekend.
Seems like a long time ago.
What seems like a long time ago?
When I left here on Friday. Friday was a long time ago.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. Seems like, I don't know, long time ago. 2 days ago.
2 days. And we spent part of Saturday together.
No, I'm telling you, which might have made it seem longer. I don't know.
It was a good
possible.
time.
No, it was. It was. I don't know. Weekends go by so fast, don't they? I mean, they really do. It doesn't matter whether you're chilling or doing something all weekend. They just go, boom. Gone.
Make weird noises with your mouth.
Gone.
I really wish you knew how to whistle.
I know how to whistle. See that?
Sound like you should be working in construction.
Hey.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'm a whistler from way back.
Reinagel and his cat calls.
That's right. Hey, baby.
Did that work?
Yeah. Of course it did.
Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
I want to congratulate the UTSA women's basketball team. Got a big win Saturday. Number 1 seed, clinched the regular season championship in the American. And they did it in front of 2,250 people, which shatters the record of 2,000.
The record.
I mean, they were hoping for 2001 to break a record. And with that, they got a whole lot of money from Harvey Najum and April Ansira. Because
nice.
they donated $5 each, so $10 total for everybody in there. So over $20,000 raised for the women's athletic program. In UTSA, they went out and they won the game. So there's no doubt who is the number 1 seed. In the SEC, Texas, South Carolina, both regular season champions, co-champs. But they used a coin flip to determine the 1 seed in the tournament, which South Carolina won.
Okay.
A coin flip.
Well, I'm not sure what else you're going to use. What else do you use? They split in the regular season.
They did.
Tennessee kicked Texas' ass in one game. Texas just got by Tennessee in another.
Beat them by 4.
Okay. I think Tennessee's margin was 17.
Or South Carolina.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I don't know how else you –
I don't know, point differential, overall point differential, free throw percentage. There's lots of things you can come up with besides Greg Sankey doing a coin flip in which he said he practiced for 2 hours because he was nervous about having to do it live on television.
I thought he did a great job.
He flipped a coin.
Coin went up, came down, he popped it over, boom, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, does it really? It's not going to make any difference. Texas has got a great team.
I don't know. Pledge, you've got a microphone and you're screaming in a little room and nobody can hear you except weird noises coming out of that room.
I just said there's just got to be a better way to do it that actually goes to on the court.
So it's a game of chance, isn't it?
Well, that's illegal in the state of Texas.
Well, it is.
Well, actually, no, that's the loophole. That makes it legal.
Yeah.
There is no game of chance when you're flipping a coin.
Look, I don't know what else you do. I guess you can go into the stat line and do this and come and examine that. I'm not sure. But, look, the first thing I would look at if I'm Sankey or anybody else, you look at South Carolina, you look at Texas. South Carolina won by a bigger margin than Texas when they split. I'd use that, and either way, South Carolina wins.
Well, I'm head-to-head, the random game, like sometimes in a golf tournament, like our golf tournament coming up April 14th, SASportsStar.com, presented by Flat by Yingling, got signed up. If there's a tiebreaker, they'll just randomly say, what did you guys do on 16? Cool.
Right.
All right, that one's the same. All right, what did you do? You figure out a way, not use it a coin flip.
I don't know. I may be the only guy on the planet that doesn't have an issue with it.
Well,
Texas had just as much of a chance as South Carolina.
Sure,
You're just pissed because Texas lost.
No, I'm not pissed at all. I'm pissed that a coin flip was decided. What if the 1 seed in the NBA playoff seeding was determined by a coin flip? We would lose our mind. Or in the NFL playoffs, let's make it personal for you. The Tennessee Titans actually have a good year. They are either going to be
That's not going to happen.
All right, they're either going to be a 1 seed or they could lose a coin flip and be the 5th seed.
Well, that's not apples and oranges.
It's a coin flip.
It's not apples and oranges, though, is what I'm saying. You got Texas and South Carolina 1-2 now.
Uh-huh.
So it was for the 1 seed. The worst they could do is a 2 seed. It's the basketball tournament. A 1 seed, 2 seed, it's not going to matter. Plus, if I'm Texas, I don't want to be the 1 seed. They usually don't win.
Well, it's just the fact that they went to a coin flip. Like they couldn't find anything else. Bizarre. You're not a Star Wars guy, are you?
No.
Pledge, you're a Star Wars guy.
I am.
I watched the first one with Han Solo and
he's in a lot of them.
Oh, well, he was in the first one. That's all I saw. I never got into that. Yeah, I was a big Star Trek guy with Captain Kirk, but Star Trek.
I mean, somewhere David Chancellor from News 4 is going to hear this and freak out. Or maybe not. But all you Star Wars people, Wookiee, David's nickname is the Wookiee because he's a Star Wars freak, right? And it's a reason to go to Las Vegas on May 4th because there's a Star Wars
the 4th be with you.
Striptease. The Empire strips back, coming to Vegas on May the 4th.
I mean, is that really something new? I'm sure there's
It's sexy stormtroopers, my friend.
I'm sure now this is a pretty swanky picture I'm looking at.
Schwanky.
Yeah, well,
that's an interesting way to describe it, sir.
I don't think those are stormtroopers.
We'll keep scrolling.
Stormtroopers aren't in red costumes.
Well, what are those?
Well, I don't know. But
I don't know the characters. I don't care.
Imperial Guard.
Imperial Guard?
All of that's going to end up on the floor anyway.
Uh-huh.
At this particular burlesque show.
Well, I was really upset because they have
of course you would be.
They have a Twitter, like a preview, like a trailer.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't take off anything. Nothing. I mean, at least give me something.
Well, it's kind of like OnlyFans, sir. They give you a little teaser, And then when you spend your money, you get to see the rest. They're not going to give it all to you free. That's why this chick, this influencer, has already made $50 million, and she says her goal is to hit $100 million in a year.
And she'll probably get it. First of all, because this is a great country. Second of all, there's a lot of guys out there that will pay to see scantily clad women. Now, I'm kind of surprised. I'm not saying this girl's hideous.
Hideous.
She's attractive, but I mean, it's not exactly like I thought you would. I mean, I don't know.
Sophie Rain is her name. And she even showed receipts of what she's making, over $4 million a month. But her goal is $100 million. She posted she's made 63 gross, 50 net. That's her goal. I mean, her already.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, again, God bless the USA. That Sophie Rain can make 50 mil by just parading around in a bikini.
Well, those are the pictures you see for free, sir.
Yeah.
I'm guessing once you buy, there might be a little bit more involved.
That could be. You ever been to OnlyFans?
No.
I haven't either. Still working on that foot fetish, though. I'm working on it. Toes. Yummy. Dude, 50 million?
50 million.
50 million.
50 million.
You know, I'm a father of girls.
Yes.
5 of them.
Yeah, 5.
But, you'd almost say, damn. Honey, just a couple of years. You support everybody.
You would
just
not.
A couple of years,
Joe's toes.
You would not.
Wow.
You would not.
You
would not.
Until I saw the amounts. I mean, it's kind of like.
You would not.
For a couple $100. No.
You would not.
50 million?
You would not.
Are you kidding me?
Those are other people's daughters.
Uh-huh.
Just like you say at any other place.
Their dads are going, woo-wee!
Depends.
Goodness.
I mean, they could do that or I don't know, date Bill Belichick.
Last week, a U.S. appeals court blocked a Biden-era student debt relief plan, which means the only way for young people to pay off their student loans is by dating Bill Belichick.
Well, that was on Saturday Night Live this past Saturday. I thought that was a pretty funny skit. It was on the news portion. What do they call that?
The update?
Yeah.
Weekend update?
It's always been that, hasn't it?
Yeah. Has been for a long time.
Well, I thought it was
like
pretty
50
funny.
years.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
Since they just did the SNL 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Saturday Night Live now. You see all the good stuff on Twitter. You know, because I haven't seen Saturday Night Live on a Saturday night at the house, and I don't know how long. But you see the good stuff on Twitter. And Bill Belichick, they'll just continue to take shots at him. Although he also makes the news for Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is going to feature North Carolina. So one of the interesting stories coming out of the Combine, apparently some NFL owners are mad that Hard Knocks, NFL Properties, NFL Media, is going to produce something for a college, especially Bill Belichick, because he has burned so many bridges. He and Michael Lombardi taking so many shots at the league now that they're at North Carolina. They're not thrilled that this NFL franchise, this TV franchise called Hard Knocks, has gone the college route, even though nobody, after watching the Giants do it last year, wanted to do the offseason, which is why the director, Ken Rogers, who's been on this show many times, and I'm sure he'll be on to promote this, the idea that no NFL team wanted to do it, but Bill Belichick actively pursued Ken Rogers to do this. They're friends. He wanted to do it. It's a great infomercial for him in North Carolina. Why not?
I don't have an issue with it, but I understand why NFL owners have an issue with it. If this is an NFL, if it's attached to the NFL the way that it is, I get that. And you're going to college to promote Bill Belichick, who, look, Bill Belichick's going to be back in the NFL if somebody will hire him next year. and he turns North Carolina over to his kid. This is whole thing. That's all this is publicity for North Carolina. Say, I'll give you this, and then I'm going to leave, and guess what? My kid's going to be the head coach. Plain and simple. That's all this is.
I don't know that Bill's back to the NFL. At his age, and I think he realizes it. Although you watch him, and then you compare that to the Giants last year, and you might say, you know what? Bill needs to be in the NFL. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
It will.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Speaking of the Combine, lots of things over the weekend. Lots of NFL news today. One specific retirement and one could be forced retirement. Details coming up here on the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you are a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a dress shirt, a fishing shirt, any kind of shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. He's got all the big name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Under Armour, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. If you need uniforms done, Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. If you need caps done, man, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. And he's got all the popular cap brands in stock, like the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Nike, Katie caps, Cap America, to name a few. Nobody has better prices, and Sam is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget, or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can store mattressfirm.com for details.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit NCAA.com/men's Final Four.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. March 3rd. And we are in March already.
Wow.
And I know they have sales all the time, but got an email today that Southwest is having another sale. You can always book a flight to Las Vegas because we're going March 27th through the 30th. Circa Las Vegas is where we're going to be going. Opening day of Major League Baseball, second weekend of the tournament, Sweet 16 round. It's incredible. And opening day at Circa Las Vegas. We were there last year. It was a blast. And then, of course, you got the tournament, world's largest sports book. You can go with us. Everybody says every time we go, this will be trip number 3. Man, I want to go. Book your flights, book your rooms. CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ, and you can join us out there. There's also a link at our website, sasportstar.com.
Already heard from somebody else today. They're headed up there with us.
Yep.
So get on board. It's going to be a good time. There's no doubt about that. Come with us to Vegas. It is a blast. It's really hard. We sit here and talk about it, but it's not even we can't make it as good as it really is. Just talking about it. You got to experience it.
You got to experience it. And if you are going, you've already booked, and we've heard from a bunch of you, let us know because we'll plan something on Saturday with all the Blitz listeners. It's a great time. And just let us know you're going out there. Because it's going to be fun. So, in not overly surprising news, but in surprising news, Jimmy Johnson announced his retirement today from Fox Television.
I've made an extremely difficult decision. I've been thinking about it for the last 4 or 5 years, and I've decided to retire from Fox. And I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss all the guys, and I'll see them occasionally. But it has been a great run starting back 31 years ago.
Wow, 31 years ago.
Long run.
Man, that is crazy. But you know what? It's time, and I think Terry Bradshaw is going to be the next. Now, whether he retires before this season or does one more year, I think he's the next. unfortunately, Father Time is undefeated, right? And you got these great guys, because Fox is the best, in my opinion. NFL pregame, halftime, postgame. I think it is. I mean, I don't know who else is any better.
It's interesting because I tend to flip around between NFL Network and ESPN. I can't tell you the last time I watched a full Fox pregame show, with the exception of seeing something teased on social media that's made me flip over. I haven't watched CBS's pregame in years. It's awful. But you look at a guy like a Terry Bradshaw, who I thought would have been the first to retire. You look at Jimmy, and for Jimmy, it's just a matter of the dude lives in Florida and flies to California once a week to go to work. He doesn't want to do that anymore. Doesn't need it to do that anymore. But one of the things that I've always appreciated about Jimmy Johnson and the way he is on television is obviously he loves the game. He's knowledgeable about the game. He's critical but fair. And that's what you want out of an analyst. He's funny. He does coach quite a bit on that show. You could tell the respect level that everybody else has, and his opinion matters. And I saw Ed Werder tweet this earlier, and I think Ed is right. I've often wondered what would it have been like if Jimmy would have, I don't know, coached the Cowboys for 31 years and worked at Fox for 5 instead of the other way around.
Yeah, well, we can only imagine, right? I mean, Jerry didn't want that.
No.
So that was all part of it. Jimmy got way too much credit. Look, Jimmy Johnson's 81 years old. I had no idea he was that old.
Yeah.
81.
81.
Bradshaw, 76. So, but obviously Jimmy doesn't need the money. He's fine. And it's sometimes you just don't want to do anything. He wants to go fishing. Again, all of those guys, with the exception of Michael Strahan, right? I mean, all of those guys are, even Howie Long's getting up there.
Yeah, and I mean, see, that's the thing is you look at, there's a generation that they see Terry Bradshaw, they see Howie Long, they see Jimmy Johnson, and they don't know that they were a part of the league. They're just talking heads on television. Gronk is a part of that show. And again, I don't know. I mean, CBS, man, that show just always feels old. Fox has always stayed a little bit more cutting edge and funny, but you wonder, what is the shelf life? And by all accounts, this was Jimmy's decision, not a move that Fox said, hey, we're going to make some changes. Do you want to go out on your own terms publicly or and it doesn't feel like that is all there at all.
Well, yeah, I just wonder though, what do you want out of your pregame show? What is it about? What is it you want? Yeah, I tune in to see who's playing for fantasy football purposes. I mean, some of it, yeah, you watch or you don't, but I mean, it all depends on what you want. Again, I'm not a big CBS fan either, to be honest with you, although they're trying desperately to make some changes. I always thought Fox was the most entertaining. I mean, ESPN's ESPN. There's nothing special about it, and the NFL Network's the same way. So, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing in the NFL that is like Charles Barkley and Shaq and those guys.
No, and again, it's interesting because I think that's what more of us are seeking. You ask, why do you watch? I need ins and outs info on fantasy, but I can get that pretty quickly on social. I love the feature stories because you're learning more about, the players involved and, the human side of things, because quite frankly, the betting tips, all right, cool. I mean, we're always fascinated with that if we feel like we can get an edge or learn something. But actives, inactives, I remember, and we're all old enough to remember when that mattered and, you'd have to make a quick adjustment to your lineup. Now, I mean, right before the game starts, it's on your phone. So I'm watching for the funny and the human side of things more than the info. I could do away with the weather report that they always do because, it's going to be cold in Buffalo in December. All right, cool. Can I get somebody to stand out there? It's like the local TV news here. Oh, it's going to be cold. We got to send reporters out to Kerrville because it's going to get colder there and make them stand outside, right?
You want to see the snow, right? I mean, look, for gambling purposes, though, it makes a difference. Is it going to be raining hard in Philadelphia?
Sure, but I've got all that on my phone.
What? Not really.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you do, but I mean, you see it on the field there. For me, that's important. I want to look at it. The phone doesn't show you anything. I see a little rain symbol. Okay. Well, is it raining right now? Is it going to rain in the third quarter?
Hour by hour.
How about halftime? I want to know exactly what's going on. I don't mind that part of it. But I'll be honest with you, I don't sit down at 11 o'clock and watch an hour of any pregame show. I mean, I don't do that. I'm getting up, I'm doing things, and it'll be background noise, quite frankly, but I'm not sitting there studying every, pregame show there is before an NFL football game at noon.
It's interesting because you say an hour before. Whatever time I roll out of bed on Sunday morning, it's on, right? Whether it's ESPN or NFL Network, whether it's the official pregame show or just SportsCenter, the NFL, it's on. And that also factors into why I'm not flipping around to the other ones because, quite frankly, if they've teased ahead well and there's something I want to see, then I know I'm going to stick around for that story. Pledges reminded me that CBS got younger because they hired Nate Burleson and J.J. Watt. I've never watched. I totally forgot that Nate's on that. I know J.J. is there, but mainly because I see it on Twitter. I don't know that I've watched CBS with J.J. maybe once on his first day.
It's just better.
Is it better?
It's an attempt to get younger, and they have, and it is much better than it was when it was like Boomer and JB and Cower. Like, it felt old. Chris Sims, it just felt really old.
Is there anything that JJ does that you wouldn't say is now better because JJ is doing it? Let's be fair. You love JJ
No,
Watt.
but he's entertaining. Like on McAfee as well. Like JJ has his own segment because he is entertaining for a long period of time.
Okay.
And I think Nate Burleson is really, really good at this.
Okay.
No, he is good, and he's on the CBS morning show too. And I hear he's good there. I don't watch that stuff, but I'm sure he's great. It's like Strahan on ABC. But again, and you may sit there and watch all Sunday morning long, and that's great. I don't do that. I mean, I'm doing other stuff at the same time, and I don't really care necessarily unless I hear something that catches my mind. I'm not going to sit there and watch, ESPN for 4 hours before an NFL game kicks off. That's just not what I do.
It is so interesting when you think about all the options that we have and what we like and don't like. Claymore on our YouTube channel says, I'll tune in halftime and postgame analysis from a great football genius like Jimmy Johnson. Vince Trevino says ESPN has Greeny misspelled with a thumbs down. Not a fan there. Then you get Stephen A. and you get Skip Bayless, and neither do NFL countdown shows. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting, and there are times I do roll out of bed before 11 a.m. on a Sunday. Depends on what's going on the smoker. Frank Valdez says he's Red Zone, Scott Hansen all day long, which again, for years I was a DirecTV guy. I didn't know who Scott Hansen was. I was a Siciliano guy. I'm not as big of a fan of Hansen. Although, is he going away too? He left, right? So who's going to do it this year?
I don't know.
On the Red Zone channel.
Good question.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Fred says he prefers Fox Sports show before the football games. They have the best one. And now they're
I'm
going to
with Fred. I'd say that if I'm watching one, that's the one I'm watching.
See, and again, I guess probably because I've already started watching either NFL Network or ESPN, and ESPN's isn't what it used to be, but the storytelling that I'm seeing there and the long form features I find are better. NFL Network with Rich Eisen, who's far better on that Sunday show. When you think about hosting and Michael Irvin and all everybody else. I don't know. I flip around. Who's teased what? Interesting stuff. But congrats to Jimmy Johnson on a hell of a run.
Yeah.
And to think that 31 years at Fox, for a guy who left coaching, won a national championship in college, Super Bowls in the NFL, and always came across as a coaching lifer. Never got back into coaching. Some of those guys, couple years in television, and as young as he was when he started, he had opportunities, but fishing, beer, and I got to fly to L.A. once a week, I can do that.
Well, exactly. And what do you work? A day or two? Probably flying in on a Saturday. I don't know, maybe a little earlier to prepare. I'm not sure exactly what those guys do, but yeah, I mean, you're at home the rest of the time. So for Jimmy, it's a pretty good gig.
Oh, yeah.
And he was making a hell of a lot of money. Didn't necessarily need it, I'm sure, but and he was very good. Very good.
And boats are expensive, man.
Well, sure they are, especially the kinds that he likes.
Yeah, he need to work for his boats.
Yep.
Let's talk Cowboys coming up. Cowboys making a lot of news. Lots of news. Let's talk about it here on The Blitz, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know what's going to be making a lot of news here before too long is those big thunderstorms that roll through here, through San Antonio and South Texas. It happens every spring, and we're getting to that time of the year, and you know the damage that can do to your roof, the hail, the wind, the rain, all of that kind of stuff. Plus, we've had a pretty cold winter. At times, some cold stretches for sure. Look, the best thing to do, make sure your roof is ready for whatever is coming our way. You just never know here in the great state of Texas. Stevens Roofing is the family-owned business that you need to call. They've got a solid reputation for reliability and quality service. Right? It's not the time for a do-it-yourself fix at this moment. You want to call Stevens Roofing. Call them today. They'll come out. They will inspect your roof for free. Call them at 210-785-0994. You can also visit them online at stevensroofing.net. You sure don't want to let Texas weather catch you off guard, right? You want to be prepared because your roof, well, it keeps your family safe, and Stevens Roofing is here to make sure that you are always covered. Stevens Roofing, protecting Texas families one roof at a time. The number to call, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, free agent signing period is just about done. We'll check out which dominoes need to fall.
We'll also recap the Houston-Kansas matchup and look forward to Texas A&M taking on Auburn. Big-time college hoops time of year. Party starts at 6. Don't be late.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double-checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Choose Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Guys, if you ever spend time on social media, you'll often find yourself just being hit with bad news and worse comments, and you'll see how everybody's life is so picture perfect, and they've got this great job promotion, and you're wondering, man, where am I? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. Imagine how you'd feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. That's what they're about at Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part, Cerebral
offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're dealing with stress, anxiety, you want to be more present and focused, you want to sleep better, you want to have better relationships, you've got to work on yourself. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall being. So take the first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. We ask that you kindly not be that guy, and instead simply go to Verizon and trade in any phone from their top brands in any condition on any unlimited plan for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 with Galaxy AI.
With new line on my plan. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, the Blitz, here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. On YouTube, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Maybe you're listening online, sasportstar.com. While you're at sasportstar.com, get signed up for our spring golf tournament presented by Flight by Yingling. We're going to be playing April 14th out at the Golf Club of Texas, brought to you in part by your friends at Ancira and PPL Motorhomes, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, which is great. You'll learn more about them. Great local organization. It's $400 for your foursome, $100 a player, and you won't be thirsty. I can promise you that.
No, and there's plenty of food as well, and, well, it's very beautiful. The scenery is nice out at the Golf Club of Texas that day and every day.
But that day in particular.
That day in particular, little bonus.
Little bonus. Careful.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
What do you mean? No, never mind.
No, we'll leave it at that.
What was that? What was that, Pledge? Do that again.
Oh, was that me?
You sound like a bird.
Hey, dude, I'm multi-talented, Minix.
Are you?
Multi-talented.
Don't forget to wink when you do the...
Yes. Come here, honey.
Oh.
Well, that's Daddy. I wonder if that dude at Sam's Burger Joint whistled first. Come here, honey. Let me pull your dress up.
Whoa. Well, that's what he did.
That's exactly what he did. I'm not sure he asked for permission.
I don't think he needed to ask.
Maybe not.
I mean.
She seemed to be enjoying it. I think there was more than one finger
involved.
Whoa. I'm just saying.
You spent way too much time studying.
Pledge is holding up.
Well, that's a hand signal for something, sir.
Oh, okay.
And don't say it. Although very popular amongst golf gloves, if you know what I mean. My friend Andy has a glove like that.
He does, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he use it?
The glove?
Well, yes.
I only know he has the golf glove because I saw him using it last time we played golf.
Oh, okay.
Yes. How about those Cowboys?
Yes.
Just kind of recapping bullet point Cowboys news from the Combine. Jerry did not talk to the media. Very unusual. Jerry had scheduled his annual meeting with the media on his bus on Friday. and canceled it shortly before it was supposed to begin because he had other meetings. Then Saturday, the media did kind of corner him at the hotel, but he declined to talk because he had meetings to go to. Now, of those meetings, and I don't know which ones he was going to, but lots of headlines that progress being made with Osa, although not to the point where they're at the finish line. So if they don't have it done by tomorrow, he will get the franchise tag. That is the reports coming out right now, that Osa will be tagged if they don't get a new deal done by the deadline.
At about $25 million. But look, just because you tag somebody, you basically take them off the market.
Yep.
All right, and you can continue to negotiate. So either way, Osa, if the Cowboys tag him, will be playing in a Cowboy uniform next season. The question is now, can they work out a longer-term deal with him? Because the Cowboys would rather do that, but obviously they're not quite to the finish line, as you mentioned, and with a contract extension. So
the other big headline coming out of Indy is that contract talks with Micah Parsons' representatives have begun. So at the very least, it seems like they're actually working in March on that, where like CD, like Dak, it felt like they dragged it into the offseason. And again, both of these deals are going to be massive deals that if they get done early, that allows the Cowboys to be more of a participant, if they choose to be, in free agency. If they don't get these deals done, then Jerry can say, well, we don't have any money. And technically, at the moment, that would be a true statement. But as soon as those deals get done, that will free up money. So it's smarter business, Jerry, to get these deals done early. And it feels like Micah wants to get this deal done sooner rather than later, although Micah would benefit greatly if he waited.
He would, to see what else is going to happen. But again, and we've talked about it, I think Micah Parsons is one of those guys, and maybe he is an outlier, but he wants to win. And I think he would take a little less money, at least for now, to get, if Jerry would make the commitment to go out and get some players around him. He knows as well as the rest of us should know, Micah, Dak, and CD are not a championship team. You need other players around them. Those are pieces, big pieces, but you need other players around them, and Micah is smart enough to know that, and he wants some good players around him and the offense.
And he'll have a KaVontae Turpin around because the Cowboys are going to use the tender on him. So he's a restricted free agent. The Cowboys, according to Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News, going to use a second-round tender to hold him. That's $5.3 million and change. It would require a team to fork over a second-round pick if they were to sign Turpin away because he's a restricted free agent. So Turpin will be a Cowboy next year as well. But what I found interesting watching combine coverage over the weekend is, you know how they always show the GM and coach and whatnot up in the suite? Cowboys very focused during the offensive line drills. And by the way, James Pledger, you should be embarrassed at your 40 time that there were big old fat guys running way faster than you, and none of them dropped their phones. But you look at it, and you sit there, and you wonder, based on their attention during specific groups. Now, granted, they only show you so much, right? I'm sure the Cowboys were paying attention to everything, but the NFL Network seemed to really want to show us a lot of Cowboys brass watching offensive linemen run. So at number 12, does that mean they're a little bit more heavy? There seemed to be a lot more Cowboys contingent for the offensive linemen than some of the other groups. So is that a tell of what they might be looking at doing at number 12 as opposed to running back or some other positions? Are they more interested in an offensive lineman at this point in the draft process? Granted, it's March 3rd. We've got a long ways to go.
I think they should be. I mean, I think we both agree they shouldn't take a running back with that number 12 overall pick. I mean, to me, that would just – it's not good. It's a deep running back draft. They can find somebody later in the rounds. They need offensive and defensive line help. And so – and I think at this point in time with Zach Martin out – I think offensive line is where they need to go. You take the best offensive lineman that is there at 12 and move on. Look, the Cowboys have a lot of draft picks. I mean, they do. And so, but I just don't think a running back or even a wide receiver, unless somebody like a C.D. Lamb falls to you, which C.D. Lamb did, nobody expected that, and the Cowboys snagged him up. If somebody like that falls to you at 12 and you want to use that there, okay. But otherwise, I'm focused on an offensive lineman.
You know, typically at some point before the draft, we'll get Will McClay on the Blitz. And Will always says, you take the best player available. And that's ultimately what they did with CD. They couldn't believe he was there when they were picking.
Yep.
You look at a Micah Parsons. They wanted a corner. The corners they wanted were gone. Who was the next best player? It was Micah. And they were able to get him. You know, sometimes you got to be lucky and have players break your way. When you're drafting at 12, and depending on the run on quarterbacks, because there are some very, very quarterback-needy teams drafting ahead of Dallas. And so while this isn't a deep quarterback draft class, you wonder if there will be a run on it because teams just can't help themselves. That means a lot more quality position players are going to be available at 12. If Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders go top 10, if a Jackson Dart ends up sliding in there, which is a possibility, and man, he threw the ball well this weekend. I don't know if anybody else really helped themselves enough at the quarterback position. But let's go back. You know, nobody thought Mahomes was going to be a high first-round guy. That was a surprise. So could there be a surprise by one of the teams picking 1 through 11? So if three quarterbacks go, there's still going to be some really good football players. I mean, really good football players that the Cowboys might have graded as top 10 that are going to be there at 12. It depends on their board. I hope it's not a running back. I really do. But if they were to get another wide receiver at 12, if they were to take a linebacker, they were to take a defensive tackle, whatever it might be, if you stay true to your board, that's what I want them to do with that 12th overall pick, even though I know what the needs are of this team.
Well, look, linebacker is a place, right? Because Kendricks is most likely going to be gone. You're not going to get Overshown back. I saw a report until at least week 6. And that was thinking optimistically from the injury that he had. So linebacker's a spot that they need. I'd be okay with that too. I just don't think a running back in this draft, and everybody, Austin Genty, he's a no-brainer. No, he is a brainer. All right, because you want to think about that. And look, if he's there, if they're in love with him, then take him. But if he doesn't have somebody blocking for him that's quality, I don't care how good he was in college, he's not going to be the same in the NFL. And I think it's such a deep draft that you don't have to do that right there. And look, Zeke Elliott was good until he got paid.
Yep.
And then he started going downhill. And that was a first-round running back. And it worked out for a little while, but they had a hell of an offensive line at that time too, if you'll recall. The other thing, Jason, is defensive back. There's reports out today that the Cowboys are shopping Trayvon Diggs, and if they can't find a trade partner, they're gonna dump him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think Trayvon Diggs is going to be back with the Cowboys this coming season. So there's a lot of needs there, and I just don't think running back at this point in time, not that early, is the way to go.
And again, and it's weird. I don't know that I'd be mad at running back, but I'd be mad at running back. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it's Ashton Genty or the kid from North Carolina, because this is a deep running back class. Some of that might also have to do with, do they get Rico re-signed? What if they pick up somebody else in free agency? Shocker, but the Cowboys actually could do something this offseason. So that certainly would factor in on where you're taking a running back. But I know they need offensive line help, but if you have 3 players on the board with a higher grade than the best offensive lineman available, I want you to take that highest graded player. Draft and develop is what you do. You got to go with the highest graded player types, and it will be interesting to see the process. Now you got to pay attention to who are the 30 visits that are going to be coming through. because that's always an interesting sign for the Cowboys. There are some teams that tend not to draft anybody they bring into their building, and there's other teams like Dallas that if you come to the building, there is a chance you're really high on their list. So
yeah, if they're calling you for a visit, that's for sure. It'll be interesting to see. It always is. And you were talking about surprises in the draft. There's always a surprise in the draft. I think what the Texans did a couple of years ago with C.J. Stroud, and then bang, bang, back to back, and they make that draft. That was a hell of a surprise. I think Pledge was very happy about that. And so you never know. There's going to be a surprise. There always is.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Well, I'm not necessarily saying for the Cowboys, but for somebody.
Maybe the Cowboys.
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
We will see. We will see. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and sasportstar.com.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Being arrested is embarrassing, humiliating, and potentially life-changing. If you want to rewrite the script on the worst night of your life, then you're going to need a stable of aggressive and skilled attorneys. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, Attorneys at Law. We are here to get your life and reputation back. Visit TexasArrest.com or call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. As a former major crimes prosecutor, I've seen almost every type of arrest scenario play out. From small degree drug accusations to death penalty capital murders, I've handled almost every type of case the state of Texas can charge you with. At Barton & Associates, we know how to flip the script and get your life back on track. Call us at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit us at TexasArrest.com. That's TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates, we are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or in third-party delivery platforms.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the combine is over, and the Cowboys now can turn their attention to free agency and the draft. There is a report out that the Cowboys and pass rusher Micah Parsons have begun discussions on a long-term contract extension. Cowboys also reportedly planning on doing what is necessary to keep defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa. Yeah, if they franchise tag him, it's going to be $25.1 million.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Monday afternoon. Makes it a Mellow Monday. Means we're giving away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom between now and 6 o'clock.
That's always good. We're going to be out there on Friday, aren't we?
Friday, the Blitz will be live at Mellow Mushroom. Great way to kick off your weekend, 2 to 6. Their happy hour out there is half price on adult beverages.
Half price?
Half price.
Wow. That's a hell of a deal.
I think they call that the best happy hour in the city. So come happy hour with us on Friday at Mellow Mushroom over there in Stone Oak. You know, all that whistling that you were doing earlier in the show.
Uh-huh.
Remember last year about this time I had a bird problem?
Yes.
Where a bird was trying to build a nest on my porch light.
Right.
I got rid of that bird. So I thought. He came back this weekend. Now,
he had a bird for you, didn't he?
Well, he leaves a freaking mess. And honestly, a big part of this, if it were just a bird that was, trying to lay eggs and do bird things, cool, while they're messy. But my neighbor, lady down the street, she let this bird build a big old nest in her light, and then that attracted snakes. She had a snake she found crawling up her wall trying to get there, and there was another one, a different snake that was wrapped around her door handle, like you go to open it. And I want no part of a snake on my front porch.
Well, no, you don't.
So I'm trying to get rid of this bird. So last year, I got those fake owls. And they worked. And those owls have been on my porch for a year. And apparently this bird has figured out those owls don't move.
Yeah.
So now the owls aren't working. So I've got to figure out some new ways to keep this bird from building a nest. Now, over the weekend, I was able to knock down what little he had gotten done and cleaned up the area. And, so any progress he made, that has been derailed. I went to Lowe's, and they have this deterrent spray. It worked most of Saturday, and it worked yesterday. But this morning I get up and I look at my porch, and there's evidence that this bird has been backed. So apparently the spray doesn't last very long. They said there's some reflective tape you could put up because that will scare them.
They see themselves?
Well, apparently birds are scared by shiny objects.
Okay.
And so, you could do that. I was Googling it so you could hang an old CD, and I'm thinking, well, I got a great CD collection that I don't listen to anymore. In fact, I don't think I even have a CD player at this point, but I still have thousands of CDs. So, but now do I got to crawl up there and hang a CD from the porch light?
What? Who wants a CD hanging from your porch light?
Exactly.
Nobody.
Is there a better way to do this that won't piss off my wife?
Maybe you should stick that owl and put him standing on top of your light.
Well, the owl can't stand on top of the light because the light's attached to the ceiling. That owl would end up being in the attic if that were the case. It's not a light that hangs
from the.
So you would rather me hang a fake owl from that
Sure.
as opposed to a CD?
Look, I'm just trying to help you out here. That's all.
I'm thinking if you walk in to my porch area, you probably don't even notice the CD, but a big old owl you would.
That'd be interesting. It'd be a conversation piece.
Yeah?
Jason, why do you have an owl hanging from your light?
Common sense would tell you must have a bird problem.
Or you're crazy. One of the two.
Well, I mean, and both could be true. But if anybody out there has successfully dealt with this, and what's funny, let me know, at Jason Minix on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210. He doesn't have a bird problem now, but he will. Because
I don't have a bird problem.
Not yet, but look, I'm going to give him your address and say, look, man, he doesn't have a problem. Go to Joe's house. Better neighborhood. Go over there.
Better neighborhood.
Go over there.
Yeah.
The idea that last year when I was dealing with this, a lot of you guys called and said, it's going to come back. Every year these birds, they come back to the same place. Now, I don't know where this bird ended up, but it wasn't at my house. So why is he back?
Probably had to get an apartment because you were screwing with him, and so now he's back to build a home.
But this ain't going to happen. I mean, I will defeat this bird yet again. I won last year. I'm going to win this year.
And then he'll be back next year.
He might be. But if I move my owls for a couple days, then bring them back, will the bird be smart enough to think, uh-oh. There's owls again.
Oh, I got an idea.
Do I need to get newer owls?
Here's what you do.
Here.
So the light, right, is open where you change the light bulb.
Yeah.
Get like some mesh.
Well, there's some netting that you can
apparently
go and buy.
And he can't get in there.
Yeah.
Problem solved. You're welcome. I'll send you a bill.
Except for when I've Googled this, birds can figure out the netting and destroy the netting and turn that into the nest.
Well,
you're providing them a little bit more material.
Don't do plastic. You do the steel netting. The steel.
So
see, I had to do that, right? Because we've got a gate. My dogs are little, so when she gets scared, one of them hates when the fire detector battery scares the hell out of her. So we weren't home, and she tore down this plastic netting. So I went and got steel, and put that up there. Problem solved.
Drew says Amazon sells plastic spikes, done and done.
Plastic spikes.
Put spikes on there.
There you go. You see that?
Spikes would be good.
Sure.
I could be down for some spikes. I mean, either way, and in being completely honest, I've got to figure out how to get to that light. Because I don't have a ladder tall enough to get to that light.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Well, that's kind of a problem for any kind of spikes or netting or anything.
Well, there's that.
How do you change that light bulb?
Eva, in 5 years, I never have.
That's next.
I mean, it is a problem, though.
Sure, it's a problem. If you don't want the bird there. I mean, does the bird really bother you?
The bird, well, the crap that the bird leaves on the ground does bother me.
Okay, I got you.
The other part is the potential of snakes.
Well, true.
I don't want to deal with snakes. I don't want to give a reason for a snake to come by the house.
Now, Pledge has got something out on the screen right here. I don't know what that is. It's got to be on Amazon, I would think. But
what is that, Pledge?
They are metal light grates for your porch. Put them
there you go.
over your light.
But then how if he's got to change the light bulb?
He's going to have to take the grate off first.
Yeah, you take that off and you go with it.
It's just a cover.
Nobody will see that.
I don't even know how that would fit on my particular light. Hey, Larry, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Man, I love you guys. All these problems. I mean, I don't have gas for my car to go to work, but I mean.
we make you feel better. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a better neighborhood. Hey, how about you put your snake?
Huh?
I mean, a rubber snake.
Oh.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
Just put a rubber snake.
I'm afraid.
Along with the owls?
Say those two words together in front of you guys, but a rubber snake.
A rubber snake.
You know it's not a scary snake because it's not real, but the bird doesn't know, and hopefully, you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, I think this bird's pretty damn smart. He figured out the owls aren't real.
It only took him a year.
Well, okay, but he figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's back, and he's like, yeah, bird to you, Minix.
Mm-hmm.
Those owls aren't real.
Old Ben says, the old Daisy Red Ryder BB gun. Here's the problem. I don't ever see the bird. My wife opened the door the other day, and she saw it fly out pretty quick. I have never seen the bird, right? I just know the bird's been there because it's obvious the bird has been there.
Wow. Well, that must be a pretty swanky light fixture. That bird wants to move in.
The bird's not going to move in.
Well,
no.
I like this battle we got going. This is a battle.
It is a battle, But that spray, no, that didn't work. So if anybody has other ideas, spikes could be the answer. Some sort of mesh.
I don't know if birds,
but that would look ugly. That's the problem.
The mesh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The one Pledge looked pretty nice. I'll never forget the guy. I went down to, this was years ago, had a big backyard, and I wanted to make sure no snakes came in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get snake repellent.
Yeah.
Guy said, don't waste your money on that.
Yeah, it's like the bird repellent. Mothballs.
Said snakes don't like mothballs. So I wonder, and it's that smell. It smells like crap now that you'd have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I bet birds don't like that either.
Well, that's kind of like the spray. And if you Google stuff like citrusy smells, well, if I sprayed the light down with like wasp cleaner, because you get the wasp and hornet, right? There's enough powerful spray on that where you can get up to that light. This other spray, I don't know if it was strong enough to actually get up there and stick.
I don't know if that deters them or not.
Wasp killer?
I don't know.
I mean, makes them a little loopy and flies away.
Well, some dude, Jeff McClanahan, says there's a product called Hot Foot. It's a gel. It will discourage them. That's what he says on our YouTube page. Hot Foot.
Does he understand the conversation that we're having? Why does that sound like that gel would be for something else?
Pledge, can you look up Hot Foot? Pledge is going to look up Hot Foot. I want to see what this is.
Careful.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on a work computer, Pledge. Be careful.
And Ben says paint the fixture with lead-based paint.
Huh.
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. It's Ben, okay? This doesn't seem like it would be a difficult thing to do, though.
Dude, you have no idea how difficult this is. But the hornet spray didn't work. The other repellent hasn't worked. The owls worked for a year, but the owls are about to be fired. So
I don't know. They may be keeping snakes away.
Wow, see?
Owls and snakes don't mesh.
Mm-hmm.
So there are all these bird repellents in here. when I typed in hot foot bird repellent gel into Amazon.
Is there a hot foot?
I love that it says similar item, and it's got your owls down here in the corner.
I mean, I got the owls off Amazon. I see them on that screen right there. That's them.
Wow.
They're no-name owls, but I mean, they've been on the porch for a year, but they're failing their job. I even moved them, and it didn't matter. All right, so that's on Amazon Pledge.
Is that hot foot? It's bird.
This isn't hot foot, but my search was hot foot bird repellent gel, and a whole bunch of different types of bird repellent gels came up, including this one in a spray bottle called Flock Free.
Flock Free.
Flock Free. Yes. Just the names of them makes me want to buy them. All right. Buy all that stuff. Will it be here before the show's over?
To be continued.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll send it straight to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just send me the link to that. I don't know. We will figure it out. Bird be gone. Come up with a good solution. It's weird, though, that it's back. Thought that was a problem I wasn't going to have to deal with again.
There you go. You just got to be more creative.
Do you think it's the same bird, or could it be a different bird?
Could be a different bird, I suppose. But probably not, because this bird knows those owls aren't real. It's the same bird.
Son of a...
Same bird.
Mm-hmm.
He's figured it out.
Mm-hmm. The Spurs haven't figured it out. Let's talk about the latest loss. Although they fought hard against the Oklahoma City Thunder last night, Spurs go down to the Thunder. We'll get into it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you had Steph Castle and higher yesterday, you made a lot of money on Underdog. You want to add more excitement to watching basketball games? Make sure you download the Underdog app. Use my promo code STAR when you sign up and start playing the Pick'em game, where all you have to do is choose whether a player is going to be higher or lower on specific stats like points, rebounds, assists, that sort of thing. Create your own entries, and you can play with as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Yep, you could turn $1 into 1,000 just with your hoops knowledge. Do like me and millions others and go win money playing Underdog. Download the Underdog app. Sign up with my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun with promo code STAR. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Guys, if you ever spend time on social media, you'll often find yourself just being hit with bad news and worse comments, and you'll see how everybody's life is so picture perfect, and they've got this great job promotion, and you're wondering, man, where am I? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. Imagine how you'd feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. That's what they're about at Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're dealing with stress, anxiety, you want to be more present and focused, you want to sleep better, you want to have better relationships, you've got to work on yourself. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall being. So take the first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio.
Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
Choose Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Easter Bunny? He's lost his dazzle. His tail? Flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, no more poof, see?
And those eggs? They're supposed to be spiffy, colorful, full of magic, but the trap, streaky, like they've been kissed by dust bunnies.
And when the cabbage wish shelling out for eggs, they ought to be the cat's pajamas. But nope, everything's on the fritz, and we know why.
Hard water.
Nasty buildup, filmy gunk. It's giving the whole shebang the heebie-jeebies.
It needs a Connecticut. Their line electric, high-efficiency water softness make water the bee's knees. Your skin, smoother than a gangster's alibi. And eggs?
Gleaming like gold in a G-Man's pocket.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off for trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE. That's 210-656-PURE.
It's a limited time, so hop to it, see?
License number 38961.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Best fight of the weekend. Tank got lucky as hell.
He did?
Did you see the fight?
No.
Or the highlights of it?
I did not.
He got knocked down. He should have lost 2 points. Instead, it was a draw. The other guy won.
All right.
And then you had the fight with Stephen Jones, air quotes, in the Spurs-Oklahoma City Thunder game last night. At least it was exciting.
Well, what, the fight?
Well,
the game was exciting until
Jacob Toby was excited when there was a fight. Yes. The fight did not match the level of excitement that I heard from the announcer during the Spurs game.
Well, you got to do something, right? If your team is not going anywhere.
The Spurs put up a fight for a half.
Well, and for 2.5 quarters, basically. And then the fight happened, and it was all downhill from there. I don't know the direction. I don't know what we're trying to do here at this point in time. They're gonna be in the lottery, and there's no question about that. They're too far behind, so they don't have to tank. They're not good enough to win. So I know it's not tanking. So what do? You get Castle some time, perhaps. He got it. He's finally getting to play. De'Aaron Fox getting adjusted still, I guess. And then you figure out where you're going. It's hard for me to see a direction here. It's almost like we're just playing out the season just because we have to play out the season.
Although at times they're playing hard, they're building leads, they're just not hanging on to leads. They beat Memphis, which was a surprise. In at least for a half, they were hanging with the best team in the West in Oklahoma City. But they gave up 36 and 38 points in the third and fourth quarter, respectively. And listening to Mitch Johnson after the game, we just got to figure out certain words.
We let our dopper down just a little bit in terms of some of the resistance and the transition, some of the crowds.
And not an excuse, but those guys have put together a heck of an effort in the last 2 nights. Lost Julian, we were a man down. I rode Fox and Steph pretty hard there in the second half. Maybe I could have got those guys out and got them a quick break, but they did a good job. They're relentless at attacking the paint. SGA and Jalen Williams, those guys, two-headed monster in terms of, imposing themselves and getting into that paint. Thought we did a good job at parts of the game making them see crowds and finding other people early, but they did do a good job as well of imposing their will in that regard.
What's a dopper?
And how do you let it down?
I got a couple of definitions here.
A dopper.
I've got a reusable water bottle.
Okay.
I've also got a person who uses drugs.
Okay.
And a member of a conservative, I'm not sure what that word is, church.
Okay. So none of those are related to basketball? Let's hear the beginning of that.
We let our dopper down just a little bit in terms of some of the resistance and the transition, some of the crowds.
Dopper down.
Dopper down.
Dopper down.
I don't know what that means.
Is that coach speak? Did you learn that at a clinic somewhere? Anybody want to guess what dopper down means?
Somebody please tell us, because I'm sure somebody's heard that term before.
Well, first, it does feel like a term you would hear from, I don't know, an old country, small school, high school coach.
We let our dopper down.
You let your dopper down. Right? I mean, doesn't that feel like a term you would hear like from your coach in Alice, Texas?
I guess, although I never did.
I
probably know what dopper is.
I'm just looking at that and I'm trying to think. I went to a small high school in Commerce Cove. There was terms there, dopper down, but I don't know, into the dirt. There's all kinds of things that I think that Coach Johnson is trying to say there, but I'm not really sure. And I haven't heard that. I don't know that I've ever heard that. Dopper down. We let our dopper down in the second half.
I have no clue what that is. I bet every reporter that was in that room last night didn't know what the hell that was either, but nobody bothered to ask.
I mean, that not seem like a term that Jerry Jones would use?
It is the absolute glory hole.
Dopper down.
But we let our dopper down.
Well,
Candy Lee.
She let my dopper down.
Well, then there's a bigger problem.
Candy Lee.
Because she should do the opposite.
I just don't know what that is. I mean, does no one know on our either YouTube or Twitter or on the phone lines? Dopper down. What does it mean?
Again, if your dopper is down, how do you reverse that?
Well, they have medication.
Well, again, if you're a basketball team, is this not where your head coach should draw up some plays, maybe on a little blue clipboard, so they could get their dopper back going again?
Maybe so.
I mean, he only needed it for the second half.
It sounds like that's a bad problem.
Well, yes. I mean, we can't have a bad dopper on this team right now, not with the injuries that they're having.
No dopper down. Wow. No. Okay, that's dobber down. Was it dobber down AD or was it dopper down? AD on our YouTube channel says dobber down is an expression that means to be discouraged or defeated.
If I listen to that again, it sounded like he said dopper with a P.
We let our dopper down just a little bit in terms of some of the resistance.
That didn't sound like dobber. Now, did he misspoke because he heard something cool and thought, yeah, dobber down, I'm going to use that.
Dopper down.
I got to figure out new words. Let's pull up the thesaurus to figure out new ways to explain why we keep blowing leads in the second half. Oh, we lost our dobber.
Our dopper. It was down.
Our dobber down. Dopper down.
We need that dopper up in the third quarter.
All right. Let's see what we can come up with here. Hey, John, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
I'm thinking maybe he meant dapper, because one of the definitions of dapper is alert and lively in moment and manners, neat and trim in appearance. I don't know.
I mean, they didn't change their clothes and dress poorly. They still look dapper throughout the whole event.
Well, they were alert and lively, like it says here, but then that dapperness went down, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Hey, Neil, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man? Neil.
I think he said we let our diaper down.
Their diaper down?
I don't think so.
You
Diaper,
think-
why would he let your diaper down?
I mean, in a way, Neil, they did get pantsed in the second half, not in a literal term, but now Redbird's Junkie, it says it's dauber down, spelled D-A-U-B-E-R. Don't get your dauber down used many times, particularly in connection with athletes who've made some error.
So he just said it wrong. Is that what we're saying? It should have been dauber instead of dapper?
I don't know.
We let our dauber down?
Let's hear the beginning of that again, Pledge.
We let our dopper down just a little bit in terms of some of the resistance.
Sounds like dopper.
Sounds like dopper.
Dop, which is D-A-P, P-E-R. Dopper. Huh.
Dopper down.
I mean, I think this is a great exercise for everybody because
hey,
we need to
Roland,
know what he's talking about.
you're on the Blitz.
Oh, hey, guys. Hey, good to see you guys. Hey, that term, I remember it from years ago. It was D-O-P-A, Doppa down, and it was from a video game, like a streamer that would play video games, and he had killed somebody in the game and yelled that, and because of his autism, he kept doing Doppa down. So that's one of the original terms I remember it from. So
how does it apply to the way Mitch Johnson used it in the post-game press conference?
Well, they keep using it as as a reference to he killed it, like he did something good.
But they didn't do something good because they let their dopper down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's being misconstrued like it's not the same.
Okay.
Because it's obviously not a good thing what he's talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Roland. Well, it's as good as anything.
I mean, we like to learn something new every day.
Sure.
Like most of you. If I can let my dopper down and recover from that, I've just not. The hell did he say? What does he mean by that?
Dopper down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a different way of saying what he's been saying after most of these blown leads is, we lost our focus. The energy wasn't there. The defensive effort was poor. We kept making too many mistakes. Again, are you Mitch, just getting creative in ways to talk about why you blew another lead, why you didn't play well for 48 minutes? Did Coach Pop get on the phone and said, quit letting your dopper down?
I see it hanging down. Yeah.
And
back
again.
up. Somebody, maybe, look, we're old. Maybe the young generation knows what dopper down is.
Why do I feel like this is a term from an older generation?
I don't know. Mitch is a young dude. He's only in his 30s.
Well, I mean, but he's got mentors, somebody that he must have talked to. I mean, there's got to be something, right? Something.
I don't know.
I mean, I just feel like that would be something you would have heard in a small country town somewhere. I mean, did he watch Hoosiers over the weekend? Oh, Gene Hackman died. Let's watch an old basketball movie.
I don't think Gene Hackman ever said, don't let our dopper down.
I don't think so, but I could see him saying that in that movie, or maybe another old school basketball movie. Yeah, and it just a little bit. I mean, it wasn't a full dopper down. It was just a little bit of a dopper down.
Huh. Partial dopper down. Huh. If somebody knows, please, I really want to know now what he meant. It'd be nice to be able to call Coach Mitch and say, Coach, what'd you mean by that? Dopper down?
I don't know that he knows.
Well, apparently he knows.
I don't think
so. If he's using the words.
I mean, you use words all the time. You have no idea what they mean. Anybody that's listening to this show knows that.
Well, I know what they mean. I can explain what they mean.
Can you?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dopper down. Well, whatever it was, that's what happened. It was down, and they lost. So if that's the new term for it, Dopper down. It was fully erect until we let it down. Holy cow. I wish I knew what a Dopper was.
I think you know.
I don't know what a Dopper is.
I think you know. It's just weird to hear it in that context. It's just he's getting creative on figuring out ways to say we sucked in the second half and didn't play well.
We let our Dopper down after that fight.
Yeah.
That's when the Dopper went down.
They took the Dopper right out of us.
They did. It was they just no more Dopper after that fight.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Not really.
It wasn't.
No, not in the fourth quarter. I mean, that defense got really soft in that fourth quarter.
Well, it was soft the whole game, dude. Are you kidding me?
But really soft in the fourth quarter. Well, in the first quarter, too. What did they give up, 41 in the first quarter?
Give up 146 points, for goodness sake.
That's bad.
146.
Knuckle down and go a little harder.
Yeah, but I mean, think about how many points that they scored yesterday, Joe. You've got to look at the bright side.
Oh, I do?
They scored 132 points.
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't 152.
Again,
they lost.
They made 18 three-pointers last night. 18 of 43.
That might be. Is that a record?
I don't know. Look at the bright side. It was for yesterday. They still lost.
Dopper down.
Yeah. Stock Combine coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. And, you know, as we get older, you got to think about your health a little bit. If you're lacking energy or strength, always moody, your libido isn't what it used to be, they could all be caused by low testosterone. The answer is simple. Go get tested at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Their patient-first VIP experience is fast and easy, and I recommend the providers at Synergenics because their personalized therapy goes beyond standard treatments. They've been the go-to experts in TRT for well over a decade, and all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. Personalized treatment is key because not all guys have the same testosterone levels. Book your initial appointment now at synergenicshealth.com. Testosterone starts to decline in your 30s, so if you're feeling a loss of energy and drive, could be low T, go get checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. They also offer affordable GLP-1 weight loss options. Get started. Get that VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com. SYNERGENX health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
When it comes to great deals on tax prep, Jackson Hewitt isn't holding back, and neither is this commercial. Their offer is so big, it has to be said with Reverb. Expert tax prep for $149 or less. It's a deal so spectacular, it needs a symphony, some explosions, and a clock ticking, because this offer $149 or less ends soon. One expert tax prep for $149 or less. Try Jackson Hewitt today and save. Whew. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby. Get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Spurs just sent out the injury report for tomorrow against Brooklyn. And Steph Castle's on it. Questionable. Left thumb sprain. Nothing about his dopper, but his thumb.
Well, obviously his dopper's down.
Well, I mean, it might be.
We let our dopper down just a little bit.
Well, that's too bad for him. I wouldn't play him. I mean, no reason to. Let him get well. And Brooklyn's not very good. Right? They should be able to beat Brooklyn, wouldn't you think? Yeah. If that's what they want to do.
Again, do they want to? Do we want them to as Spurs fans?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does.
It does not matter.
It does.
It doesn't matter. They're not good enough to get into the play-in. They're not going to get there.
Again, do you want to take the chance? I'm with you. They're not a good basketball team right now. They beat Memphis the other night. They played well offensively against the best team in the NBA. For 3 quarters, that was a game. For 3 quarters, they all thought they had a chance to win until, of course, they let their dopper down.
They did. I hate it when that happens. The dopper comes down.
I wonder what they could do with their dopper down in a 40. There were 22 sub-440 40-yard dashes, third most in NFL Combine history. James Pledger would not have made this list. One of the guys that did is a Frazier from UTSA, who will be on the Blitz tomorrow at 2:35 to talk about his combine experience. And it does create a question. It's one thing to watch a lot of guys run fast. We know it's all about speed. But a lot of when in football do you ever run 40 yards? Whatever, in a straight line.
Well, especially those big guys. The fat dudes don't run 40 yards.
No.
They never do.
Well, Larry Allen did one time, remember?
Well.
He chased that dude. But again, why not have these guys wear full pads, right? Your helmet, your shoulder pads. You know, they don't work out in what they're actually going to play in for the Underwear Olympics, which, you know, so much is there. Then you had one guy, what did he weigh, like 156 pounds or something, that wide receiver from Oregon? And they were like, oh, his 40 time is going to be, and it sucked. But then he had, like, the fastest cone drill. Like, does that make any difference? I mean, like he had I was reading a report on stock up, stock down for guys. They were like, well, he had such a confusing combine because his 40-yard wasn't expected, but his cone drill was like, dude, he's a 150-pound wide receiver. We know he's fast. And you know what? He's football fast, right?
I don't get the combine, other than maybe the weights. But a 40-yarder, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. I enjoy watching some of it, though. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, sure.
But I just I don't know. How do you glean that? Now, I see the same reports. Like, all of these guys raise their stock in the combine. It's like, really? And I guess they do. Some guys actually do that.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, there are those quarterbacks that did not throw because they could not do anything but hurt themselves. And then there are other quarterbacks who needed to help themselves, and some of those guys did. Dart probably helped himself. Quinn Ewers maybe helped himself. But at the same time, I watched Quinn trying to throw some out routes, and he was off. But Kurt Warner was like, the receivers aren't breaking far enough to the outside. So I don't know, was Quinn off, or did the receiver not run the right route? The coaches know that. Those that are putting it on was, as Kurt Warner was trying to explain, it's not about completing the pass at the combine. It's about making the right throw. Okay? I don't know. I want to see completions.
That's confusing. If you're making the right throw, it should be complete.
Unless the receiver's not where he's supposed to be.
Well, and that's why a lot of these guys don't like throwing at the combine. They'd rather do it in pro day when they've got receivers that they know and that know them.
Yesterday, the television coverage and parts that I was watching, they were very confused at what drill was supposed to actually be happening because they had a cone at 16 yards, but they wanted 15-yard routes. And the quarterbacks were all off. Well, the receivers were all running to the cone. So I'm thinking, well, this is on the receivers because they know it's a 15-yard route, but they're running to a cone. But the cone's not in the right spot. And I'm thinking, well, if you're running a 15-yard route, there's not a cone on a football field. So are these quarterbacks missing right now because receivers are taking that extra step to the cone, and that's throwing off the timing? You see what I mean?
Sure. But if you need 16 yards and not 15, you run 16 or 17, right? You get over that.
But if they're told to run a 15-yard route and you put a cone at 16, the receivers are running to a cone at 16, and the quarterbacks are making throws based on 15, the quarterback's looking bad, but those were all on the receiver.
Well, what's the point of the cone?
Yeah, after a while, they moved the cone to 15.
I'm just saying, I don't know what the point of the cone is. Because you're right, they don't have cones during a football game.
Again, I think that was part. But after a while, they moved the cone, and the receivers started running to 15 yards instead of 16, and the quarterback started looking better. It was just a weird thing.
Get rid of those cones.
All right, Tommy Calvert.
I'm just saying, cones, no bueno. Cones are no good. No good. Get them out of here. It was confusing the receivers.
Or was it testing them, and they all failed?
Well, that might have been, but I think it was confusing them. They don't run into cones. Yeah, run 15 yards. You tell them that, boom, they're good.
It's like growing up on Manning Drive. Hal Mummy out there. You ran to the mailbox and took a right or a left.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, that's what these guys were probably thinking. I got to run to the cone.
But they put the cone at 16 yards instead of 15.
Well, they didn't know that.
Well, they did. They were told it's a 15-yard route, but they all ran to the cone. And then they moved the cone.
Well, whoever the hell put the cone at 16 yards screwed up. That guy, man, he may not be a Quinn Ewers fan.
Do you – because you blame everybody here, and we're not going to let anybody's dopper down on this. If you're instructed – to run a 15-yard route.
Yes.
That's what you were coached to do.
Right.
But somebody puts a cone at 16. Are you mad at the receiver for running to the cone, or are you mad at the dude that put a cone at 16 and not 15?
I'm mad at the dude that put a cone at 16.
Why is it not on the receivers, Joe?
Because typically, if you're talking – because they see the cone. And they are trained to go to that cone.
But are they also trained to go 15?
Sure, but
right?
if you think if the guy's thinking, because obviously he made a mistake, the cone guy, so he puts it at 16 and not 15.
Yeah,
you're thinking, all right, that cone's 15. I got to go there.
But you were instructed, you were coached up that you got to run 15.
I get that. But when you're running a route.
But you're saying, why isn't it not the player's fault?
Well, it's not. It's the cone guy's fault.
Oh, it's the player's fault.
It's the cone guy, Minix.
No.
He wasn't supposed to put it at 16.
But the instructions were to run 15. The instructions aren't run to the cone. It's run 15.
I guarantee any of us in here or out there or wherever you're listening, if you see a cone that is only a yard farther away than you're supposed to run, you're running to the cone.
Thinking it's a job interview for everybody. And I don't know, Pledge, if they were told the cone's at 16 or not. But since they started on the 20 and the cone was at the 36, so you've got 5, 5, 5, you know where 15 is. It's not a guesswork as to where you need to be making your break. See, and I'm thinking this is on the players for not following instructions. They were instructed to do. Doesn't matter where the cone is.
Well, the cone guy didn't follow instructions either, did he?
We don't know. Maybe the cone guy put the cone at 16 to see which one of those players would follow instructions.
Well, obviously none of them did.
Well, and then they moved the cone because they were all failing.
Because and why did they move the cone? Because the players are trained to go to the cone. And if they put cones out on a real game, guess what? The receivers are running to the cone. It's the cone guy's fault.
Yeah.
He had his dopper down. Damn cone guy.
I mean, it could be both. Cone guy could have made a mistake, put it at 16 instead of 15. They're told to run 15, and that the cone was 15, but obviously, like you say, 5, 5, 5 shouldn't go to that extra hash yard on the field. Just instinctively, you should know that. So it could be both.
Oh, there was a lot of confusion between Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner and whoever else was there because, man, the quarterbacks were all off.
Well, especially that one dude from Ohio State, was it?
Oh, Will Howard?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with cones there.
He was awful.
He just had a bad day.
Awful.
Bad day. Zay Frazier from UTSA. He'll be on the Blitz tomorrow at 2:35. Tell your friends. We'll get his experience with the combine, and we'll ask him this question. In a situation like this, do you run to the cone? Although he's a defensive back, so, whatever his equivalents were. But do you run to the cone, or could that have been a trick? Because, there's like all those weird questions they get asked. It could have been a test.
It could have been a test. That's a possibility. Certainly could have been. But you talk about guys helping themselves at the combine. Zay Frazier did.
Yes.
He had a hell of a combine, and I guarantee you his stock went up.
Let's hope. His combine experience reminds me a lot of Tariq Woolen. And coming out of the combine, it seemed like Woolen had helped his stock that he could jump up to the second or third round, and he didn't. When it was all said and done, it didn't. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Frazier, although he did have one hell of a combine.
He did. He did.
All right. We're going to see who's paying attention. We've got a test. Don't let your dopper down.
Nobody
First person that can call in and tell James Pledger where the cone was will get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom on this Mellow Monday.
We let our dopper down just a little bit.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. How many yards away was that cone? Easy enough, huh?
Sure.
If you were paying attention.
They were paying attention.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. The latest Cowboy headlines coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, if you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. Obviously, if you're having issues with your plumbing, you call Quartermoon. Their service trucks are fully stocked. They've got all the equipment needed for any job. No commission sales reps. They'll also provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and at Quartermoon, they are green certified. We are now in March. Probably not going to need the heater for, 8 months. But your AC is going to start working overtime sooner rather than later. Now is the time to get your AC ready to go. And Quartermoon, who never runs specials, are actually running a special, a pre-summer AC inspection for $58.99. You'll get a capacitor inspection, indoor coil inspection, outdoor coil inspection, filter inspection, and check all the proper temperature levels. Get that done. Call Quartermoon, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? I guarantee she does. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. If you're considering divorce, it's absolutely crucial to understand your options right now. Don't let alimony catch you off guard. Protect what you've built and secure your hard-earned assets. Visit TexasDivorce.com. At Barton & Associates, we focus on navigating the complexities of divorce law to ensure you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but you have a choice. Take control of the process or allow your spouse to dictate the terms. If you're serious about safeguarding what you have built and your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team for you. We'll act swiftly and decisively, ensuring that you're not taken advantage of. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait. Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm specials. special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys and Micah Parsons are reportedly talking about a long-term contract extension. Parsons heading into the final season of his 5-year rookie contract. Scheduled to make about $24 million this season. Cowboys are reportedly planning on doing whatever is necessary to keep defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa in a Cowboys uniform. Even the franchise tag, if they do that, will cost the Cowboys $25 million.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
It's 5 o'clock on a Monday.
It is 5 o'clock on a Monday.
If you're getting off work, congratulations. You got Monday done.
Yep, got our winner for the Mellow Mushroom gift card. A lot of people would have gotten that one, but we had a winner. James didn't tell us his name, but congratulations to who you are. Alexandra writes on our YouTube channel that she won a gift card recently, used it on Friday.
What kind of pizza did you get, Alexandra?
I don't care.
I care.
No, because she might say pineapple and your head's going to explode and then your dopper's going to be down. And nobody needs that. But I will say, though, Friday the Blitz will be live out at Mellow Mushroom from 2 to 6. So gift card or not, come hang out with us this Friday. The beginning of a busy month. I mean, we've got a lot going on here in the month of March. Obviously, we're a couple of weeks away from getting on a plane and going to Circa Las Vegas because we love Circa Las Vegas, and you guys can join us. Promo code Blitz at circalasvegas.com gets you a big discount on your hotel there. Also a link at sasportstar.com. March 27th through the 30th, we're going to be out there opening day of Major League Baseball and then the second round of the tournament. That is the weekend before we come back. We've got the Final Four in San Antonio and the Valero Texas Open. So you think about last week of March, first week of April, how crazy it's going to be. And, you know, we're going to be in the middle of all of it. We're coming back. We'll do our shows live at Valero Texas Open, the morning huddle that Thursday and Friday out at the Valero Texas Open. And then, of course, We'll be out there that Thursday. Friday, we're going to be on the Riverwalk getting ready for the Final Four. Of course, everything going on Final Four weekend, we're certainly going to be in the building for that, for all the festivities here. And it's also opening weekend for the San Antonio Missions.
Wow.
There is a ton going on that weekend. This is going to be a busy March.
This is a good time of year. It's outstanding. And the fact that we have the Final Four here in San Antonio is fantastic. I love it. And, of course, we'll be there.
Yes. In between now and then, Combine out of the way. The Cowboys, by all accounts, and the Cowboys had a busy weekend, even though Jerry Jones did not talk. That is always interesting when Jerry Jones decides not to talk.
He never has, though, has he? I can't remember the last time he didn't talk.
Last offseason, remember, he was angry. Last offseason, he was angry. What bothers me is on Wednesday at 11 a.m., they are going to hold a press conference for Zach Martin to officially announce his retirement. And if Jerry Jones uses that as his opportunity, he's going to get all the free agent, all the questions. Schottenheimer, has had his introductory press conference and he talked at the Combine. That's all we've heard from Schotty. But this press conference on Wednesday should be about Zach Martin. It should not be about Jerry Jones and are they getting a deal done with Micah and, how close are you with Osa and what are you going to do at Diggs? That's not what Wednesday should be about. And that's what it's going to turn into because Jerry chose not to talk in Indianapolis. And part of me wonders if this is Jerry's ability to deflect by saying, guys, we're not talking about that. We're here for Zach. And again, not to avoid the media, which is very unlike Jerry Jones. But if Wednesday ends up being the Jerry Jones show, what a bird's up to Zach Martin and what should be all about his great career.
It's always about Jerry, though. It doesn't matter whose press conference it is. Even Brian Schottenheimer's press conference, they come off, and Jerry's asked a lot of questions.
Sure.
But you're right about it being his fault. It shouldn't have come to this. He should have met with the media in Indianapolis at the Combine and gotten that over with. Then you wouldn't have to worry about that this press conference, and it would be all about Zach Martin. But it will turn into Jerry. Now, Jerry could end that and say, no, we're not going to do it, and we're going to concentrate on Zach. But do you really think Jerry's going to do that?
No, because even when he says we're here about Zach, but we're really close with Micah, I don't know that Jerry would be able to contain himself, which, again, it's surprising because Jerry loves to talk to the media. But he had other things going on. And if the stories coming out of Indy are accurate, that they are close with Osa, now, we've been hearing that for a couple of days now, and now it's, well, if we don't get it done by Tuesday, he's going to get the tag, which doesn't mean he's going to play on the tag. It just means he ain't going anywhere. There's also reports that they have had conversations with Micah Parsons' agent. That's good news for the third day of March to hear that at least the conversations have started.
Sure, it's good news, but nothing has. Nothing has happened. Even with Osa, you've got until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon to get this done. And are they going to wait till the last minute to do that? I'm assuming and hoping that they're negotiating with the guy as we speak. So maybe you, instead of a franchise tag, you've got an announcement that a contract will be signed. So who knows when it comes to the Cowboys? I mean, you don't know.
How hard do you figure the Micah Parsons deal is? Osa, I think, requires some work. What's his true value? How many years? How much guaranteed? This is Osa's first big deal, probably his only big deal, right? For Micah Parsons, it really doesn't feel that complicated. You go to the top of the pay scale for everybody that doesn't play quarterback, and you add a couple of dollars to it, and you say, sign here. It doesn't seem that complicated. It shouldn't take that long to get a deal done with Micah Parsons. He's either going to be the richest non-quarterback or close to it, certainly going to be the highest paid edge rusher. Do you find that guy? All right, where are we starting? Add 3% to that, and now you've got a deal for Micah Parsons.
So you're saying he higher than Justin Jefferson because he's the king of that right now.
Yep.
He is the king of it. So what is he making?
35?
Yeah, 35. His guarantee was ridiculous. So what do you make it, 36, 37?
37, and your guarantee was this. Okay, you get, I don't know, $2 million more than that guaranteed. I mean, it's not hard if they're just playing the typical numbers games. And when you listen to some of the agents talk, they all have a chart. They all know where it is. They all know that the next contract is generally between 2.5% and 3% more than the last one. So Micah's deal really shouldn't be that hard to put together, should it? Unless the Cowboys are like, well, Micah, you kept saying you would take less. How much less?
I would remind him of that.
I would.
I would remind him of that every day.
So we know you could get 38, but you said less. What do you think of 31?
Well, then that's ridiculous.
All right, 32.
No.
All right, 33.
Look,
you said less, Micah. I mean, I'm just trying. I mean,
well, it could be 34.99.
Again, well, sure. How serious was Mike about taking less? But in reality, I don't think getting Micah's deal done should be as complicated as getting CeeDee Lamb's deal done, getting Dak's deal done, getting Osa's deal done. I mean, Micah's deal seems easy, and if you listen to Jerry and Steven, they have been planning on this one for a couple of years now. Oh, we've been holding back money because, we got to pay Micah, and we knew we were going to pay. They knew they were going to pay Micah at the top of the charts for non-quarterbacks. That one shouldn't be complicated to get done.
But shouldn't be, but it will be. They always are. I mean, it shouldn't be. You say, here's this, and Micah wants something else. Is it 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? Who knows? What's the guaranteed money, which, as you know, and most everybody listening to the show knows, you got to put that in the bank. You can't just say, hey, we're going to guarantee you $120 million. I got to put $120 in the bank then to hold on for Micah. So there's all kinds of stuff that you have to do. It doesn't seem complicated, but look, the Cowboys have – if you're talking about signing Osa, you're talking about Micah, you've already got Dak who's going to restructure. You got a lot of money on the books.
You do.
A ton.
No.
So it's not easy.
Well, it's going to be a lot easier if they use the tag on Osa, because then they can't on Micah. Although, is Micah tag eligible this year? Not this year. Next year he would be. And that's the other part. You don't really have to get a deal done with Micah if you don't want to until next year. And then you could tag him for a couple of years.
Yeah, but if you don't do that, I mean, what's to say that Micah's not going to hold out and do all that kind of stuff?
I'm with you. And again, Micah seems motivated to get a deal done. So if you're the Cowboys, here's the offer. Here's the offer. And, of course, that would help free up money to be able to go get some other people. You've got three of the highest paid guys after the Micah Parsons deal. So why wouldn't you go all into debt to do everything you can to load this roster up to go get what Philadelphia just got, and that is a Lombardi trophy? At least make the efforts. Don't sign these three guys and then cry broke, because you're not.
I totally agree with that. And if I knew where to send it, I've got a nice Instagram message there. I'm just not sure exactly where I'm supposed to send that.
Wait, Ryan doesn't have that up yet?
Apparently not, because I don't know where to send it. So,
well, you send it on our Blitz group.
No, that's what I thought too, but all of that I was wrong.
Wait,
apparently that changed. So anyway, having said all of that, look, you're stuck with Dak Prescott, whether you like it or not. And again,
here we go.
I will go saying that's the worst mistake Jerry Jones has ever made in his life, or certainly one of them. But you are stuck with him. You got CeeDee Lamb signed. You're going to sign Micah Parsons. If you sign Osa, you got that. Dak Prescott is going to redo his contract. Right now, he counts $90 million on the cap. If he redoes it, it's still going to be in the $50 million range.
Yeah.
So it's still going to take
chump change.
Nothing, right?
Nothing.
But guess what? It goes up $10 million every year. Every year it goes up. So you're going to have to keep redoing that thing. And to quote Jerry, and he's absolutely right on this, eventually that bill's going to come due because it just doesn't go away. It's there, and eventually it's going to come due. So you're stuck with it as it's – I'd say salary cap be damned this year. And go out and do whatever you have to do to try and win a Super Bowl trophy this year or next at the latest and get it done because it might be a while after that. And I'd rather have one trophy hanging on there, break that 30-year string, and then move on and start another one.
The Cowboys have a 3 to 4 year window right now with Dak Prescott to try to win a Super Bowl. A 3 to 4 year window with Dak, CeeDee Lamb, get Micah's deal done, Micah Parsons a part of that. They've got some other talent there. We'll see how those offensive linemen that they drafted last year come along. You look at the way Tyler Smith has developed. They've got an opportunity. They've got holes they've got to fill. You need some running backs. You need some help on defense. But overall, this roster has the ability in this offseason, where you go back to 2 years ago, that team that lost to Green Bay, that was a roster capable of competing for a Super Bowl. They could get back to that level, maybe even a little bit better. And they've got the capability to do it this year after a couple of those restructures. Their window's not closed. I mean, last year's team, they did nothing but watch people leave, and somehow Mike McCarthy was able to win 7 games with that roster and all the injuries, and that got him fired. What is Jerry going to do to help out his new coach?
Well, he better do something because Washington and Philly aren't standing pat.
Nope.
You got the Commanders signing Deebo Samuel, and you got Terry McLaurin on the other side. That's going to be a scary proposition. Reports all over the place that the Eagles were going all in on Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And that defensive line was already a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? Mm-mm. So it's the NFC East is not getting any worse for the wear. You got the Giants, they're the Giants, and then the Cowboys. So they've got to do something. They've got to do something, and I'm just saying it's time just to go all in and salary cap be damned. The Bills are going to come due regardless. So I'd rather have a Super Bowl trophy in the trophy case when those bills come due.
And again, a lot easier to, hey, man, we won a Super Bowl. Now we got to go pay for it. Rams did it. And I think every Cowboy fan out there would be fine with a couple of lean years after you won a trophy, knowing that this is what we did to get what we got. Now, other teams have tried it, and it hasn't worked out with a Super Bowl, but at least you tried. This always working on a 5-year plan hasn't worked for Steven and Jerry.
No, it hasn't. Did we mention? It's been just about 30 years since they've been to an NFC championship game, much less a Super Bowl. I mean, whatever you're doing, it ain't working. I mean, it's time to try something different. We seem to say this every year. We say the same thing every year, and then the Cowboys do the same thing. But again, it's not all Jerry's fault. It's not. You've mentioned that team 2 years ago or 2023 that Jerry put together, and that team was capable. They had the talent. Everything fell properly, and they didn't get it done. That team was Super Bowl capable. There's no doubt in my mind it was Super Bowl capable. So you can't just blame Jerry Jones. It's everything. Part of this last year, certainly Jerry Jones. There's no question about it. But he has put together some teams that have been Super Bowl capable, and they just didn't get it done.
We'll talk other NFL news coming up here next on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, one of the best things that I get to do when I wake up in the mornings, I go turn the shower on, and my nice Connecticut quality water softened shower is fantastic. I love it. I really do. It is a game changer. And I've mentioned this to you before. Connecticut quality water softener is the best in the business. They're all made right here in the great country of America. And they've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Since I've had mine, I guarantee you notice a difference, and you notice it right away. It is amazing. Not only the showers, my clothes coming out of the washing machine smell and feel better. The dishes out of the dishwasher are cleaner. It is just a game changer. And I'll be totally honest with you. I didn't think it would be, but it is. And what I love about it is you don't plug it in. You don't plug it in. It doesn't run on electricity, so there's none of that electrical stuff that can go wrong. But it does provide soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the fine folks at Connecticut right now, well, for a limited time, they're going to give you a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install at your kitchen sink. Also going to give you $400 trade-in of your old water softener, and they'll finance it. 0% interest, free money for 12 months with approved credit. You don't want to wait. This offer can't last long, and it won't. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. The number to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to get Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail, who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-7 785-0994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6, your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. And if you watch on YouTube a lot, we finally filled in the frames last week with posters for our golf tournament coming up April 14th out at the Golf Club of Texas, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Looks so much nicer with things in the frame.
Yeah, it really does. I like it. And if you want to know, it's just a complete reminder of the golf tournament. I'll get out of the way. See it right there? It's perfect. Register today. And get in there because you mentioned last week we were half full.
Yep, that's what I heard from Nick. So
we haven't gotten an update yet. Obviously, it's just Monday, but it's going to fill up fast.
SASportsStar.com. Your foursome is only $400. That's $100 a player. Great tournament benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, brought to you in part by Ancira and PPL Motorhomes. The Cowboys are going to announce Zach Martin's retirement officially on Wednesday. But another major retirement announcement was made today. And quite honestly, I mean, Pledge has it on ESPN2 in the studio. And through SportsCenter, I don't know that this story is getting as much run as it should. And I hope that ESPN isn't playing this up because it's a Fox guy. But Jimmy Johnson announced his retirement today.
I've made an extremely difficult decision. I've been thinking about it for the last 4 or 5 years, and I've decided to retire from Fox. And I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss all the guys, and I'll see them occasionally. But it has been a great run starting back 31 years ago.
Wow, that to me is incredible. 31 years ago. And I had no idea Jimmy Johnson was 81.
Yeah.
I had no clue he was that. Oh, the guy looks great. Guy looks fantastic for an 81-year-old. I don't know what an 81 is supposed to look like, but he looks great.
Well, considering a lot of people don't make it to 81.
That's true.
And he's still active. And, I gotta quit working on Sundays because I got to go enjoy my life. Now, granted, for 30 years, that guy has basically flown from Florida to L.A. every week during the football season to go to work.
Sure, it's a nice private jet.
Maybe. But either way, like every weekend. Now, granted, when you're in football, you give up your weekends all the time. But even if it's not a private jet, it's first class. I don't know if Fox would pay for that or if he would have to pay for that out of his own money. But the hotel every weekend you're in L.A. and you're flying back and forth. A hell of a gig, but hell of a run. And you think about Jimmy Johnson. the fact that he did that for 31 years as an 81-year-old, he got into the TV business or got out of the coaching business pretty early in life.
His 50s, right? Or late 40s?
Yeah, for a coach. And I always thought he would go back, but he was so damn good on television. And one of the things that I liked about Jimmy Johnson is he could be very critical of a player, a team, a situation, without just ripping them down. And there is an art to being critical without being offensive. And he, as a coach, had that mastered and was good on television teaching, but also being critical. Because there are some guys that aren't very critical on TV, like Jason Garrett, another former Cowboy coach that's turned analyst. It's rare that Jason Garrett is critical. And when he is, he's not overly critical, where Jimmy Johnson would be.
But Jimmy Johnson had the respect. I'm not saying that Jason Garrett doesn't, and Jason Garrett could do that if he wanted to and have the respect, and people would take him seriously. But you look at that Fox group, all of them. I mean, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Michael Strahan. I know Gronk's on there now, but the guys that I mentioned first, those guys are respected, especially a Strahan, who hadn't been out of football relatively that long.
17 years at Fox.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Holy cow, time flies. Yeah. All right, he's been out of football a long time. Damn, I didn't realize he was that long.
Uh-huh.
Holy cow. Okay, well, in comparison to the other guys, it hasn't been a long time, all right? But they have the respect of the player. So if they say something that's fair, critical of another player, I think those players will take that and say, well, you know what, he's right, or he's right.
Well, that's, I mean, again, you can be critical without just being mean. And some guys, former players, coaches, the hardest part about being an analyst is criticizing a friend. You know, there was a reason Peyton Manning never wanted to call games,
right,
especially while his brother was playing, because he did not want to be put in the position of having to be critical of his brother, right? I'm gonna go all Reinigle here and squirrel.
Uh-oh.
Because you just said you want to feel old. You didn't think Strahan had been out of the game that long.
Damn, it's hard to believe.
I saw this tweet earlier today. Want to feel old? Manny Ramirez's son, Lucas, got a hit off of Andre Agassi's son, Jaden. I don't even know what level of baseball this is, but yeah, that makes you feel old.
I just wonder why Agassi's kid didn't go to tennis. Went to baseball instead.
If your dad was Andre Agassi, would you want to be a tennis player if you weren't as good?
Well, I don't know. Bronny's earned it. I mean, come on.
Bronny has earned it.
Right? So, I mean, I wouldn't want to be a basketball player if my dad was LeBron James. I mean, my goodness. I mean, you have nowhere else to go, right? I mean, he's one of the best to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that about a lot of kids now, though, too. It's tough to follow in your dad's footsteps, especially if they were a big star. But no, I'm curious. Yeah, I guess baseball and props to Andre Agassi for letting his kid do something else.
Yeah, props. Sure.
Yeah,
it works. In other football news, and this is major for a lot of you. This is from Barstool. A report. People close to Taylor Swift are telling her to dump Travis Kelce to protect her brand after the booing she got at the Super Bowl.
Well, that's not Travis Kelce's fault.
Well,
no, it's really not. You know what it is, and this, I'm not getting political there. Whether you like him or not, that was a pro-Trump rally because he was there.
Yeah.
And she endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
So that's why they were booing her. It
but
wasn't
she wouldn't have
anything
been
to
at
do
a
with
football
Travis.
game, and she got booed at a football game.
Well, then she would have got booed somewhere else.
Well, but she was only there because of Trav. Just saying. You know, he's coming back for 13 for her. She better be able to take some boos for him.
Come on. And if I'm Taylor Swift, who gives a damn? She's a billionaire. Who cares who boos her? God, boo. Come on. Yeah, what do you do for a living? You sell hot dogs or what? I mean, come on. I mean, I'm just saying, who gives a damn? Damn Swifties. Jeez. I'm a Swiftie.
I thought you were a Swiftie.
Well, I am. And you know what, Taylor? As a Swiftie, I'm telling you to stay with Travis Kelce. How about that? Your brand's just fine. I'm a Swiftie. The hell? Jeez. I mean, if I'm worth $1 billion with a B, I don't give a damn who boos me or says anything. I could care less.
You know, here's the thing where I know you're true. You're nowhere close to being a billionaire.
I am not.
Or a millionaire, maybe a thousandaire, and you don't give a damn.
A thousandaire.
If somebody boos you.
I don't give a damn.
You make thousands.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, what difference does it make? I mean, I have a job now. I get paid to get booed.
Yeah.
So it's good. That's just ridiculous. Your brand.
Although there's a hot dog salesman on line 3.
That's no offense to a hot dog salesman.
You could send your strongly worded tweets to @JoeReinagel210.
But I'm just saying. You know, I mean, whatever. Yeah, Taylor, you hang in there with Trav.
I'm kind of thinking that she might need some new advisors. I'd be curious who those close to her are that would be telling her that.
I have no idea.
Or was she that upset by the booing that's got her thinking about it, and other people around her, because she's surrounded by yes types, are saying, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's his fault.
It's his fault. Oh, Trav. Maybe they were booing her to get to him because he wasn't playing very well. He should play better.
Yeah?
Yeah. Or he should have retired.
But he can't retire at 12 because Taylor's favorite number is 13.
Well,
we've all learned that.
That's all right. Taylor's new hit will be a song about Travis Kelce in a year or two.
Dude, the devastation of a Super Bowl loss should be 12 songs. Oh, excuse me, 13 songs. I'm with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Poor Travis.
Remember Scott Lanahan?
Yeah.
He got a job.
I heard something about that.
With the New Orleans Saints.
Wow. Get the gang back together.
Apparently. His position is unknown. That's what it says here.
So little Kellen Moore just owed him a favor. Yeah, okay, I'll hire you. I don't know what the hell you're going to do, but come on.
Little Kellen Moore got you fired in Dallas, and now you're going to work for him in New Orleans? It's a strange world, the NFL coaching circles.
Yeah, he's probably happy to have a job.
He was working in Montana last year.
Well, Montana, New Orleans. Well, I'd rather work in Montana.
He was a coaching analyst at Montana.
Coaching analyst. Montana's a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans, on the other hand.
A couple years before
Not
that,
so much.
He was a coaching analyst at Missouri. And every time I see a coach with an analyst-type job, I think, well, you're still getting paid from somebody, aren't you? And that guaranteed money goes away if you actually get a job. So you'll just be an analyst.
But that's official, isn't it? He's got a job in New Orleans.
According to reports out of New Orleans, the Saints are hiring for an unknown position.
Offensive analyst.
Possibly. Be Kellen Moore's offensive coordinator. Scott, you're going to run my plays this time.
Exactly right.
Payback's a bitch, isn't it? And you better show it with the breakfast tacos on time.
It sounds like Scott caught Kellen sneaking into Jerry's office late at night.
Here we go.
I got pictures, Kellen.
We tried to learn something earlier in the show if you weren't with us. A term that was used last night by the Spurs interim head coach, Mitch Johnson. We're still trying to figure out what the true meaning of...
We let our dopper down just a little bit.
What does that mean? We'll try to find out coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, free agent signing period is just about done. We'll check out which dominoes need to fall.
We'll also recap the Houston-Kansas matchup and look forward to Texas A&M taking on Auburn, big-time college hoops time of year. Party starts at 6. Don't be late.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878. 800-948-7878.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Spring is finally here, and so are spring projects. So get them started at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale. This weekend, save on products like pressure washers for $69.99, 42-inch roller cabinets for under $500, plus 30% off Hercules corded power tools. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 3/9/25 while supplies last. Limitations apply, so spring in before it's over.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Let Popeyes do the fishing while you enjoy our signature seafood that you'll love, like our delicious flounder fish sandwich or crispy shrimp tackle box. So come give them a try before they're gone, y'all. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. On YouTube, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Fred on YouTube says, please no more Spurs talk.
LOL? LOL.
I don't understand. We're trying to figure, and this, we need your guys' help. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. Spurs lose yesterday to Oklahoma City. Last night's game, not a surprise. They did score 132 points and lost. 146 to 132.
Wow.
Now, in the third quarter, Oklahoma City outscored San Antonio 36 to 23. In the fourth quarter, they were outscored, the Spurs were 38 to 32. Mitch Johnson, the Spurs interim head coach, said in the second half,
we let our dopper down just a little bit in terms of some of the resistance and the transition, some of the crowds.
Right, yeah.
We let our dopper down.
Basketball terminology. I'm trying to figure out what does that mean. Now, Pledge can play the whole soundbite there and see if we can get some clues on what it means to let your dopper down.
A little bit in terms of some of the resistance and the transition, some of the crowds. And not an excuse, but those guys have put together a heck of an effort in the last 2 nights. Lost Julian, we were a man down. I rode Fox and Steph pretty hard there in the second half. Maybe I could have got those guys out and got them a quick break, but they did a good job. They're relentless at attacking the paint. SGA and Jalen Williams, those guys, two-headed monster in terms of, imposing themselves and getting into that paint. Thought we did a good job at parts of the game making them see crowds and finding other people early, but they did do a good job as well of imposing their will in that regard.
Let our dopper down. Let your guard down. Let your...
Well, but again, we're not using it as an excuse. He said that, but we let our dopper down. I don't know what that really means. I've got some ideas, but everybody's suggestions earlier in the show, none of those really made a whole lot of sense.
True.
You let your dopper down.
We let our dopper down.
It feels like something that you would have heard like in a small town high school football. Get your dopper down, down and down, like there's some Junction Boys kind of thing. Bear Bryant the Aggies. That sounds like it'd be an Aggie term. Get your dopper down.
Dopper down. Yeah, I have no idea. I could hear Jeff Traylor saying that.
We let our dopper down just a little bit.
Yeah,
you're a dumb butt.
That sounds like a trailerism.
A dopper down?
A dopper down?
Well, a trailerism. A Jerry Jones.
It is the absolute glory hole.
Now, you can't have that with a down dopper. I'm going to guess that those two wouldn't go together.
Probably not.
Yes.
It needs to be a
Candy
little...
Lee.
We let our dopper down just a little bit.
Candy Lee.
Why does Pledge love playing that one so much?
Well, yeah, quite frankly, I kind of like it too. Candy Lee.
Well, Candy Lee, if your dopper's down, maybe you just need some.
He is gadget juice.
Well, I mean, it's possible, but only if.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
I mean, that's the only way it all works together, man.
Dopper down.
And the Spurs defense was definitely soft in the second half last night.
True, without a doubt.
The Dopper was definitely down last night in the second half.
Yeah, it was cold in the arena?
It's possible. I mean, they gave up 41 points. The shooting from outside was certainly hot. They weren't ice cold shooting last night, but they played no defense.
You score 132 points. You ought to win that game.
You should win every time you score 132 points.
Yeah.
And unless you're playing in an all-star game where they don't play defense. The defensive Dauber is always down in an all-star game.
Yes, it is, always. I just wonder, though, and when you started this segment on our YouTube page, Fred Cassar says, please no more Spurs talk. Are you, as a Spurs fan, frustrated with what's going on? We can't do anything about Wemby. That happened. Okay, bad luck. But even with Wemby, this team wasn't going anywhere.
No. Well, I disagree with that. I think when they made the trade for De'Aaron Fox and Wemby was healthy, I thought that was the difference of this team being a playoff team versus a play-in team. Now, clearly that's changed with the absence of Wemby. And Fred writes on our YouTube page, don't get me wrong, I like the Spurs, but it's the coaching that sucks, especially Mitch Johnson. He has no experience as a head coach. He was handed the job, not earned. The idea of Mitch Johnson, like the circumstances that Mitch Johnson was thrown into, I don't know that anybody would have said, yeah, sign me up for that. But he hasn't done a good enough job to still have it, especially when you've got a Brett Brown sitting next to him on the bench, who is a former head coach, probably a lot more capable of running the show. So, but for whatever reason, that is the decision that the Spurs organization made. I'd like to think that Pop probably made that decision as some sort of contingency plan. Let's go over every scenario. If I'm not able to coach, Mitch, you're the guy.
But why? That's what I want to ask Pop. Why him? I mean, I know he's probably an up-and-comer. He's probably a brilliant basketball mind. I have no doubt about that. But coaching-wise, and he's getting the experience, and maybe that's what Pop wanted. I don't know, knowing that this team, even if they made the playoffs, we're not going anywhere. De'Aaron Fox or no, they weren't going anywhere. So you get Mitch Johnson some of the experience, and it just hasn't paid off for him. It just has not. So I'm sick of it. I mean, I am. I'll be honest with you. I was fortunate enough. You were fortunate enough to be through all the championships, and we didn't have to worry about it. They just always seemed to fill in and rebuild. And, man, I'm ready for playoff Spurs again. And this rebuilding, not skipping steps, yada, 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 I'm done with it.
Me too. And at some point, the organization, starting at the top with Peter Holt and the ownership group, has to figure out when is it time to say, all right, what we're doing is taking too long. Now, in Philadelphia, they've been trusting the process for a gazillion years, and they're still not really any closer. But I really did think the De'Aaron Fox move this year would be the difference between play-in and playoff. And next year, maybe you're second-round type of team, depending on what they do in the offseason.
That was a brilliant trade. There's no doubt, and I'm not knocking the trade. I love the fact that De'Aaron Fox is here. But I really hope the Spurs – we talk about the Cowboys being aggressive in free agency. I really hope the Spurs are aggressive as hell this offseason, and they go out and not just rely on the draft to make this team better. Go out. Let's put a winner back on the floor in San Antonio. I mean, Spurs fans deserve it, and it's time.
I'm curious. Are we mad at the situation, or are we mad at the Spurs? Because this year was different, and they were trending better. They were showing improvement. And in this very strange year, and again, your head coach has a stroke in November. I mean, the group did a good job for a while of staying competitive, but too many games where they've blown double-digit leads. And that, to me, is all on coaching. That's, to me, all on Mitch Johnson. You got a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter and you blow it. I'm looking at the coach first, right? What decisions did you make down the stretch? I still think they take way too many threes because they don't have guys good enough to be shooting high-volume three-point tries. When they go in like last night, all right, it looks better, but you still lost the damn game by double digits while scoring 132 points. Are we mad at the situation or are we mad at the organization?
Well, a little bit of both, if you want to know the truth. I mean, this whole skipping steps and bringing people along and doing all of this stuff is just, it to me, hasn't worked because I want to know what the future of this team is. And if I'm looking at it right now, I got De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, and Stephon Castle. Other than that, who else is going to come along? I keep waiting for Devin Vassell to do that. I keep waiting for Keldon Johnson to do that. Johnson's not even getting many minutes here lately, it doesn't seem like, although he's been playing better. So a little bit of both. I mean, I don't know what the Spurs are waiting for. Everybody was waiting for that Atlanta pick that we thought, boom, lottery. That's most likely not going to happen. I mean, I think they have a 4-game lead over the 10th team right now. So it's not going to happen. And so the Spurs get in the lottery, you get another draft pick. Maybe you get a Cooper Flag, which would be the best scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, so maybe that happens. But other than that, you need some players. I mean, you need some players because the ones you've got now are just not working out. The ones that I mentioned, other than the 3 that you have a foundation with.
As odd as this looks, the Spurs tweeted out at 4:54 today the 2024-25 team photo.
Yeah.
And the fact that Pop isn't there is weird. But at what point do they start looking at a future where Pop is not in the team picture?
Now?
It's strange. I mean, Wemby's there. Everybody, and again, it is just very odd to see a Spurs team picture that does not include Greg Popovich. But at the same time, at some point, decisions have to be made. At some point, moving forward and putting a winner and putting excitement back into this team. We had it at the beginning of the year with Wemby. We expected things this year. His condition, Pop situation has kind of changed everything. But next year, you figure they've got to do something, especially knowing that they're going to ask voters to spend a whole lot of money on a new arena.
Yeah, I think those discussions are already being had. I just have to believe that, especially after what we heard from Shams Charania about that team meeting and the emotion that was going through there. So I think those discussions are being had.
Because I know Spurs fans right now, we all have.
We let our dopper down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, hopefully tomorrow night they won't let their dopper down.
Well, because I want them to lose and get in a lottery. I don't know what I want.
That's going to happen
Is
anyway.
That up,
Jason.
down?
That's going to happen.
Sideways?
The dopper ain't coming back.
You knuckle down and go a little harder.
I mean, in the first half. And then go dopper down in the second.
We let our dopper down.
Yeah. That's the Spurs game plan. I think we just figured it out.
Dopper down.
Dopper down in the second half,
it's not
boys.
Like 4 down, it's dopper down.
Yeah. There you go. Extra innings with Pledge coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Do you ever scroll through social media only to find yourself bombarded by